Well, well, well. Again, the Dallas Cowboys are having a quiet and boring offseason. And I believe this is just what the doctor ordered for this team. But just because they're being quiet and boring, don't mean that the Dallas Cowboys are not putting in work. The Dallas Cowboys are absolutely putting in work. We got the Dak Summit going on. We got the Sack Summit going on. We got the offensive line thing going on. And guess what? There are Dallas Cowboys participating in all of these things that are going on because the goal of this team is to get absolutely better. Man, I'm telling y'all right now, I think we are watching something that we haven't seen from the Dallas Cowboys in a long time. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. What is going on, Dallas Cowboys fans? The Dallas Cowboys, they are putting in the work. They are not just talking it, they're walking it. And rather than drama, we are seeing the making of something special. Welcome, 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 Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you're coming to this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And yes, we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, what are you waiting on? We have a lot of great content coming up this season. Now let's talk facts. Y'all know I'm gonna go and get you a show. I'm gonna get you a show. I am going to scour social media, and I'm gonna bring you the best possible stories that I can to keep you up to date on our beloved Dallas Cowboys. And even when they're quiet and boring, there are still some great things going on. Today, the Dak Summit is in full effect. And this year, there is something strange going on about the Dak Summit, and I'm gonna show you what it is. Also, John Machota, he wrote an article a few days ago about some Cowboys that need to step up. We're gonna go back and look at that article. I believe he wrote it about 8-9 days ago. But we're gonna go back and look at it. Then, I see the Twins Take podcast is in the stream again. Hey, let me tell you something, Twins. Y'all did a great job. We're gonna be talking about you again today. And I'm gonna take us a little bit backwards. I'm gonna show you something about Ed Werder. No hate on Ed Werder, but Ed Werder is disputing a fact that he doesn't know it's a fact. And I'm gonna show where Ed Werder doesn't understand that we're in a different day and time, where young men like the Twin podcast can get an interview with Brian Schottenheimer and get inside information that was once only reserved for people like Ed Werder. Man, y'all better recognize content creators. Better recognize content creators, as they call us. I'm sorry, we're the new media. You can call us what you want to. We're the new media. The content creators are breaking things faster and sometimes better than a veteran like Ed Werder. We're gonna talk about that, and then we're gonna listen to about another 15 minutes of the Twin podcast. We're gonna milk it for everything we can. We're gonna finish it next week, but we're gonna listen to another 15 minutes of it today because it is just so good, and I like to break down some of the things that were said. Then we got some quick hits. The ESPN, they continue on with these position group breakdowns. And so now They have the tight end rankings in the NFL. Dallas Cowboy fans, have y'all seen the ranking? Do y'all think we have a tight end in the top 10 tight ends in the league? We're going to see. Then, we're going to look at Shavon Revel Jr. Shavon Revel Jr. Shavon Revel Jr. Shavon Revel Jr. is looking good, y'all. Shavon Revel Jr., I'm going to show it to you. Law Nation Sports actually broke it over on X, and I'm going to show it to you. Then, Terrion Arnold. I told y'all I was going to keep you up to date on the Terrion Arnold story. And I think there's something very interesting about the teams that are going to be hosting Terrion Arnold. And I also think it's going to be interesting why they are hosting Terrion Arnold. We're going to talk about it. And then our final segment for the day, we will be looking at Phil Maffa. Twin Tiight. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm definitely down. Let me put my email address in there. I think this is it. Twin Tiight, hit me up with that. Hit me up. We'll do something for sure. All right. That's the show for today, Cowboys fans. It is going to be a great show. Let's get this roll call in. Roll call. Big Mouse Dog. It's Friday. Thank God every day. And especially for Friday. Some people ain't going back to work until Monday. So let's have a great time today. Ruffin, what's going on, Ruffin? Dallas moving different and it's scaring everyone. They're not moving like the old days. We them boys. Yeah, man. It's going to be awesome, man. Justin Harris, what's going on? I was late too, but nevertheless, we here. Real estate vet, what's going on? Frank Lawrence, my man. What up, Frank Lawrence? Good to see you. Thomas Gold Rain Jr., what up, Gold Rain? John Henry in this thing. What up, Jeremy Betts? Jeremy Betts, he said he hope all is well. Dolores Ennis, what is going on? Happy Friday. Carl Williams, what is going on? Marvin Mays, what up? Dominique Pittman is in the building. You all good, my brother? We got a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of good stuff going on over here. Mendoza, what is going on? Timothy Johnson, Run It Dub. Katharina Kiss is in the building. What's up, Katharina? What's going on, He Kurt? What's up, what's up? Lynn from the 903. What is going on? Final Hall, what is going on? 18 days before training camp. Boy, I'm counting the days. Demetrius Noel, what up, what up? 5 points on the star. He said, I told you we making gravy from scratch. Tony Neesmo. Terrell Senior, my brother, what's going on over in the Flow Rider? Ron Cook. Gene Ward, what's up? 72 Chevelle, what up? The Queen, what's going on? JCT Slice, he said they are, and I can tell how nervous haters are getting now because Shady McCoy is turning up that hate even more repetitively now. He did it again today. We still have 4. Hey, man, we on to something great. What's going on, Keith George? Twin Tiight, I sent that email. Hey, the email address is in the chat. Let's do something. Timmy Terry, what up? Poopy D is in this thing. What up, Poopy D? Hail Mary. Yes, sir, Twin Tiight, we gonna do something. Gene Ward, what up? Bass in the building. What up, Bass? What is going on? Cool Coleman, Lucky Fullwood. Boy, you too. Man, training camp gonna be awesome, man. Training camp is gonna be awesome for these boys. Yeah, Marlon Dillon, it's gonna be awesome. What's going on, Raven Richards? What's going on? Pitbull. Uh-oh, Riley made sense. Uh-oh. We got us another scent, another cologne. Let's go. Xavier Champion, what is going on? Michael Lee. Appreciate y'all rocking with me today. Give yourselves a hand. Best chat on YouTube. So, let's get into our first story for the day. It's actually going to be a quick hit, but it is the annual Dak Summit.
Yeah! Here we go!
Dak Prescott takes the skill position players every single year to a different place. And so this year, it looks like he's got them out in Utah. What's going on in Coronado? What's up, football fanatic? It looks like this year, Dak Prescott has them out in, Utah. And there have been some photos floating around on the internet, some photos, some videos. There are some things floating around about the Cowboys' annual trip. And you saw one of those in the thumbnail, and that was actually posted by one Jaydon Blue. Jaydon Blue is there this year, guys. What? Jaydon Blue is at the Dak Summit? What? Yes. Jaydon Blue is at the Dak Summit and posted photos. And I think he's posted photos and maybe a video or two. Jaydon Blue is there. That is telling us something about Jaydon Blue. Jaydon Blue understands what this is. Brian Schottenheimer has set a standard for how you're going to be on the field on this team. Even to be a coach on this team. I want us to understand something that Brian Schottenheimer is doing, man, that is so beautiful. We all know that in the past, it has been the money stays on the field. If Jerry drafted you, whatever the case may be, you have to be on the field. Well, I got news for us this year. Brian Schottenheimer started setting this standard last year. If you're going to coach here, you're going to work your butt off, Matt Eberflus. And if you're not going to work your butt off, your butt is out of here. Yeah. Brian Schottenheimer set a standard. Compete every day. And for as talented as Jaydon Blue is, I want us to really understand. Jaydon Blue is an immensely talented running back. Don't let nobody fool you. We had people talking bad about Jaydon Blue. Let me tell y'all something, man. Don't y'all let people fool y'all about Jaydon Blue. Let me pull up a little something about Jaydon Blue over here. Don't y'all let people cloud your mind when it comes to Jaydon Blue. This dude can play this game. I think his problem is he knows he can play this game. Let me tell y'all something. Put some respect on this man's name. If y'all don't know that this man can play, put some respect on this man's name. This man can play. We watched him in Texas. Stop playing. Stop playing. Put some respect on this man's name.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? And y'all say my name, put some respect on.
Put some respect on this man's name. This man can play. Brian Schottenheimer had to let this young man understand something. I don't care who I did was to draft you. There is a standard to be on the field, and you're going to have to uphold that standard. Man, let me tell you something. Don't let nobody tell you that Jaydon Blue can't play. What Jaydon Blue had to do was get his mind right. What better way to get your mind right than to go to the Dak Summit? What better way? Yeah, Jaydon Blue at the Dak Summit. I'm excited about it. I'm excited for Jaydon Blue. Jaydon Blue showed flashes throughout this season. And we saw what he looked like towards the end. I'm telling y'all, don't let nobody tell you that Jaydon Blue can't play. What he needed to get right was his mental game. His spiritual game is what he had to get right, showing up in them Louis Vuitton cleats. We already know that ain't gonna work. But nevertheless, he has showed up to the Dak Summit. He showed up to it. Absolutely. He showed up to it, and I'm hoping this is the beginning of him showing out. Ruby Sweet, what's going on? Yes, make sure you subscribe to Twin Takes. Yeah, it's a great, great podcast these young men got going, and they're on to something. They are definitely on to something. Poby D, yeah, Blue said he getting ready. Poby D, hey, we got to put some respect on this man's name. This man can play. These are some things that Dak Muse put together on him for the end of the season. Man, let me tell you something. Blue can play, man. Blue can play. He just got to get his mind right. Blue can play.
Yo, G, bless him.
Yeah, he can play, man. I'm hoping this year Shotty's going to open up the offense. Again, use him in the pitch game. Use him in the screen game. Let him line up in the slot. Get him down the field. Man, don't let nobody tell you the Blue can't play. Blue is an immensely talented running back.
Yo, G, bless him.
And we've had people who have taken the fact that Brian Schottenheimer says that he likes big backs, that he don't like Jaden Blue. What are we talking about? What are we talking about here? That doesn't mean he can't use Jaden Blue. That don't mean that Shotty don't want to use Jaden Blue. No, Jaden Blue got to get his mind right in order for Shotty to use him. Yeah, oh, Fred Walker, we're going to hold on to that statement right there. I'm gonna favorite that statement. Yeah, Jeremy Betts said he getting on the board. He better, or he'll be left at the station. Got to grow up in that situation. There he's in, if he wants to play in here. Yeah, man. Blue is doing what needs to be done. Sounds like Blue is growing up. What's up, Jabril Quinn? April Shaw will say it only serves Blue in the end. He will be a beast. Yeah, Blue got the notice. Man, Blue got the notice last year. Let me tell you something. Last year, I was kind of looking at how some of the things that Shotty was saying about Jaden Blue. And I was kind of wondering if Shotty was kind of maybe singling out Jaden Blue. Maybe he was even, picking on Jaden Blue a little bit. But I'm going to tell you something that I just keep learning about Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer is a person that really knows how to use people's psyche. He really knows how to get into a person's psyche. And so I think about what Shotty did for Jaden Blue. Shotty had to humble Jaden Blue. Now that I look back in hindsight, Jaden Blue needed to be humbled. He needed to be humbled. When you show up and you haven't played a down in the NFL, and you show up in Louis Vuitton cleats with no socks on, when you show up to training camp, you ain't played a down, and you showing up in Louis Vuitton cleats, I understand now. Brian Schottenheimer had to humble this young man because it only would have gotten worse as time went on. You had to humble him. You had to humble Jaden Blue. I've had people in my life to do this to me. And when people did that to me, I thought those people didn't like me. But once they humbled me and helped me to be something that I didn't even know I could be myself, it was then that I realized that that person actually saw something in me that I didn't see in myself yet. And when you got people, when they can truly see something in you greater, man, they'll find ways to bring it out of you. But the first way they got to bring it out of you is humble you. And people who do you like that, when they humble you, they're not leaving you out to dry. They're humbling you so that they can use you and just really take you to a whole nother level. That's what they're doing. Shotty, the Bible is right 100% of the time. God chastises those whom he loves. And sometimes in this life, when we are blessed with immense talent, we have to be chastised and humbled in order for that talent to truly be taken to the level that it needs to be taken. And when I heard Jaden Blue was here, I said, that's the Brian Schottenheimer effect. Yeah. That's the Brian Schottenheimer effect that we are seeing. And I want to pull up the thumbnail that I have here. Look at this. Look at the thumbnail here. Look at all the players that are at the Dak Summit. Look at all the players. You go back one more time. Look at all the players at the Dak Summit. These are all the players. Great experience for Jaden Blue. And from what my understanding is, and I think this is him down here to the left, guess who else is at the Dak Summit and 100% participant? None other than George Pickens. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I've heard that George Pickens is there. 100% participation. That's Jaden Blue down here. CeeDee Lamb there in the middle. And I'm thinking this is George Pickens. But from what my understanding is, George Pickens is there. George Pickens is there. And so this is 100% participation this year. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yes, there will be blood so he can chastise me any day. That means he loves me. Let me tell you something. That's why I tell people, man, shoot. When you are going through suffering, Jesus suffered, we're going to suffer too. God allows us to go through things to build us into who he wants us to be. We're looking at, we are looking at the building of a championship team. This is what we're looking at. The Cowboys are building a championship team. To see all of these players here. Look at this dude, Michael Trigg. This dude, Michael Trigg, man. Look. This dude, Michael Trigg. Hey, man, I'm just telling you, man. I love you, Ferg. Ferg, I love you. Boy, let me tell you something. Trigg is about to push you in ways you ain't never been pushed. Trigg is about to push you in ways you ain't never been pushed. I love it, man. I love it. Hey, congratulations. Rail 9 said he just started a channel. All right, congratulations. All right. Make sure y'all subscribe to Rail 910. Yeah, man, this thing the Cowboys got going on. Oh, yeah, April Showers. Trigg is there. Yeah, ice cold. Michael Tree. Hey, man. Championship season. Activate. Championship season. Activate. This is awesome. I don't even know who all these guys are, but it's awesome to just see this many of them there. Yeah. Yeah, his dreads look a lot longer. That's why I didn't recognize him, Gene Ward. Yeah, Trigg there too. Yes, sir, Bass. Boy, Trigg, boy, hey, man, tell you something. Man, Trigg is about to push Ferg in ways that Ferg ain't never been pushed. Man, let me tell you something. You ain't never been pushed until somebody that is as good as you or better than you comes onto your job, your team, or whatever the case may be. I'm telling you. Yeah, Davion Wallace, GP, the first kneel down to the left. Yeah, he got them dreads pulled over. But, man, I love what we're seeing. I love what we are seeing. Got Jaden Blue out there. I don't see them Louis Vuitton cleats. I don't see them Louis Vuitton cleats out there. I love it. I don't see them Louis Vuitton cleats. And then, we got a couple, just a video. I'm hoping some more stuff come out. If it does, I'll drop it on you tomorrow. Got some more stuff coming out tomorrow. Let me see. I think I got a video here of them just kind of having a little bit of fun. Not a whole lot. Let me see here. Annual trip. Got just a little short video here. But they're out there, man, it's awesome, man. It's awesome to have a coach like that. I mean, to have a quarterback like that. And I think this is all expense paid by Dak Prescott. Hey, Justin Harris, you ain't lying. I got the prison yard poses. You ain't lying, bro. But it's all good. Blaine, we just started. You say you got the end of the show. We just started. Yeah, man. Cowboys out there in Park City, Utah, doing their thing. Doing their thing, man. The Dak Summit is in full effect. The Dak Summit is in full effect, man. I absolutely love it. Love it, man. All right, let's read a couple things here. Cowboys Wire, they said a couple of things. Cowboys Wire, they're reporting that Cowboys Dak Prescott has 100% participation at the 2026 retreat, including George Pickens. Yeah, including George Pickens. Dak Prescott's annual retreat for the Cowboys skill position players continues to be both a summer tradition and an apparent hit with his teammates. And despite some of the marquee names not taking the field in the official team drills at minicamp at the Star, things are apparently different when number 4 is footing the bill. Yeah. It says with even superstar wide receiver George Pickens participating fully in the informal offseason workout. Yeah, Pickens is there. No doubt about it. It says, but they're far from the only Cowboys in attendance. Hill cites a source saying Prescott has 100% participation for this trip, implying Pickens, Lamb, Williams, Turpin, Floyd, Noyd, they're all there. Prescott is personally organizing and financed similar group getaways in past off seasons in San Diego, Lake Oconee in Georgia, and Lake Oswego in Oregon, in addition to route running exercises meant to sharpen the team's passer-receiver connections and timings. There's also traditionally a large team building and leadership lesson component. Prescott has in the past hired ex-military personnel to work with the cohort on stress management, resiliency training, and maximizing personal performance. Says Pickens' attendance at this year's retreat is a particular note. The 25-year-old is set to play the 2026 season on the franchise tag, even though he would prefer to be on a long-term deal, still holding out hope that they are going to get that deal done. The Cowboys organization has stated they will not be negotiating. It says in response, Pickens opted not to attend the voluntary workouts, but he reported to the mandatory. He did not participate in team drills, but that, as head coach Brian Schottenheimer explained, was part of a larger plan for the club to be smart about Pickens' workload in offseason practices. And I appreciate this from Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer understands this is a very sensitive situation. Nobody wants George Pickens to go out there and get hurt. So it's good that Shotty, hey, you don't even have to worry about holding in. You're not going to do anything in training camp. Only thing we want you to do are the installs. And so he'll be a full go, though, at Oxnard, California. So very good thing by Shotty. Says his presence in Utah for Prescott's annual position retreat would seem to be in line with that progression towards the regular season and likely bodes well for the league's top offenses last year to come out firing on all cylinders in 2026. Yep. Love it. Absolutely love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. That's all I can tell you. I absolutely love it. The Dallas Cowboys, they are doing everything they can do. They are spending their time wisely. They are spending their time wisely. They're at the Sack Summit. They're at the Dak Summit. They're working out individually. They're working out with coaches. I mean, we've seen everybody. Donovan Ezeraku, Rashawn Gary. We're just watching the Cowboys just get out there and work and work and work. And I'm telling y'all right now, hard work pays every single time. What did Brian Schottenheimer say on the Twin Take podcast? His father taught him something very valuable. Outwork folk. And that's it. My mom told me the same thing. My mom never would let me use, it's because I'm black. It's because I'm this. It's because I'm that. It's because of they're white. No, my mom would tell me, no. If you got those things in your mind, that's all the reason more. My mom would tell me, outwork everybody. Boy, my mom would tell me stuff like this all the time. If I told my mom I didn't get a promotion, my mom would say, what did you do? How hard were you working? Did you outwork everybody? Were you always on time? My mom would ask me these things. Shotty said Marty taught him the same thing. Work. You want to be successful? Work. Work. Everybody always want to ask, hey, man, how do you be successful at something? Yeah, how about work? Go out there and outwork everybody. If you want to even come into this field, work. You got to put in work. Some folks think, oh, I'll just get out here, man. And Rilo, he started the Cowboys channel. Other people start channels. People think it's the Dallas Cowboys. Surely everybody flock to my channel. Okay. You better get out here and work. I don't care what field you are in on YouTube or in your life. You better put in work. Because there are other folk out there putting in work. And at the end of the day, man, you got to say, ain't nobody going to outwork me. Even if they outwork you. Your attitude is, but they're not going to outwork me. You got to put in the work, man. And what these Cowboys are doing, they are putting in the work. And when you put in the work, hard work pays. Bass said same. Ain't no white man plight or none of that victimizing. No, I'm with you, Bass. Too many opportunities. Too many opportunities, man. Some people don't understand, man. My grandparents, they lived the life that some people complain about. And the only thing they wanted was an opportunity. My grandparents never complained, and they grew up in a very racist time. Segregation. They didn't cry and play the blame game. All they wanted was an opportunity. And both of my grandfathers, they put in work. Put in work. That's what it's all about. Put in work, man. Put in work and you'll break down every single barrier. You'll break down every single barrier. And this is why I say, man, what the Cowboys are doing right now, y'all better pay attention. Y'all better pay attention. We are watching a process play out of a coach that has instilled hard work into his players. He's instilled hard work into his players, and we're watching it. We're watching it. Hey, Toxic Tom. Yeah, I think Mango was there too, man. I think Mango there too. Yes, sir, Bass. Nothing but respect, bro. Hard work, man. It's the bottom line, hard work. King Sachs, he said, what did I do before this? I'm still doing it, man. I'm a preacher. You can't tell the way I be talking about the Cowboys. Yeah, I still do it, man. I'm a preacher. I'm a preacher of the gospel. I'll be doing that until I die, I believe. I love helping people. I'll be doing it until I die. Now, I used to work, I I've been in, used to be a manager, retail management and upwards, things of that nature. Been a manager, always just managing people and things of that nature. But did quite a few things. But yeah, I'm a preacher now. Been a preacher for a long time now. But again, man, I am so elated. I am so elated with what the Cowboys are doing. And so that's going to bring us to a story from none other than Jon Machota. Let me see. Did I think to save this story? Jon Machota. Jon Machota, the beloved Jon Machota, Cowboys beat writer. I don't even know if I can read this story. Looks like it's over here on, he's with The Athletic, and looks like The Athletic is putting their stuff behind a paywall. Not mad at him for doing it. But if not, we'll skip that Jon Machota story. Let me see. I think we can pull up the players, though. Let's see. Jon Machota wrote an article about players who need to step up, and it was 5 players. 5 players, he said, that need to step up. Let me see. And I think it's been, let's see. Let me see if this is it. And we can all pretty much, I think we all pretty much know who those players are. We'll pull up, I think this is who he's talking about. We'll pull it up over here from Blogging the Boys. But again, 5 players that need to step up. One player we know needs to step up is Tyler Guyton. Tyler Guyton needs to step up at left tackle. I am telling you right now, Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele, they are going to be the difference between the Cowboys offense being great and the Cowboys offense being dominant. Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele, they will be the difference between a great team and a dominant team. If Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele gets it together, I'm telling this now, Cowboys fans, this offense, nobody will be able to hold it. Nobody will be able to hold this offense if Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele gets it together. So I'm sure this is one of the people that Jon Machota was talking about. Talking about here, he'll enter this year's training camp battling Nate Thomas for the starting job. I think the reality is, I don't think he's battling Nate Thomas. Joey Timberlake, what's going on? Good to see you. Tyler Guyton. I don't think Tyler Guyton is battling Nate Thomas. I don't think he's battling Nate Thomas. I think Tyler Guyton is battling himself. I don't think he's battling Nate Thomas. In every universe, Tyler Guyton is supposed to be better than Nate Thomas. In this present universe, Tyler Guyton is supposed to be better than Nate Thomas. He absolutely is. He has to be. He has to be. Apollo, he said the role skilled players will be the difference. Everyone but CD and Pickens, the role players. Yeah. Apollo, we've been talking about this for a while. I don't think this is actually even about role players. This is about a team. This isn't about role players. They're all going to have to be. They're all going to have to be role players. Super Bowl teams, Toxic. Super Bowl teams, Apollo the leader. Super Bowl teams, they're all role players. Tell me who the superstar player was last year on the Seattle Seahawks. Tell me who it was. Who was the superstar player? They were all role players. A lot of people may not realize it even about the 90s Cowboys. They were a superstar team. But in reality, they were all role players. The Dallas Cowboys in the 90s, and this is what we're trying to get back to, they all played their role. When every man plays his role, that's how you become dominant. Some people think you become dominant with just dominant players. And that's why people are always clamoring for that one player that they think puts them over the top. No. You need a team of role players. It doesn't mean that inside of those role players, there's not going to be stars. But when you got a true team, even the stars are role players. All they do is play their role. Troy Aikman played his role. Emmitt Smith played his role. Michael Irvin played his role. The offensive line, individually, each one of them played their role. On those 90s Cowboys, everybody played their role. And that's what good coaches do. Good coaches turn the team into a team and their role players. Toxic Tone, talk to me about JSN in the Super Bowl. Did JSN win that Super Bowl? Gonzalez put nothing but clanks on him. Clamped him all the way down. Clamped him all the way down. When you have a team, it's not about the stars. Everybody plays their role. Everybody plays their role. Paulo the leader, Kenny Walker. You may think he played like a star. No, he played like a role player. He played his role. The offensive line blocked. Everybody did their job. They didn't hand the ball off to Kenny Walker and step back and say, hey, Kenny, run down the field and get us a touchdown. No. Super Bowl teams, they are literally consistent of everybody playing their role. They're all role players on superstar teams. They're all role players. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have a player or a couple of players who may rise to the top because they just got that much talent. But in the immortal words of Shannon Sharpe, I agree with everything Shannon Sharpe said. Shannon Sharpe said, you don't take players to the Super Bowl. You take teams to the Super Bowl. You take teams to the Super Bowl. Superstar players don't take you to the Super Bowl. Teams go to the Super Bowl. And when you look at Super Bowl teams, 1 week you may have this guy, he does well. 1 week you got this guy that does well. 1 week you got that guy that did well. When you are talking about teams, you're not talking about players anymore. And this is the part that people don't like about what Shotty is doing. Because the one thing Shotty talked about was a system. Shotty said, I would rather have a system of players than just have a superstar player. That's how you build a team. Worley said, ask Myles Garrett about Tyler Guyton role on the offense, Cowboys Nation. Yeah. He did pretty good against him. Yeah, Bass, it takes teams. It takes teams, man. Everybody in the grand scheme of things. When you talk about a team, everybody's a role player. Everybody's a role player. Everybody's playing their role. Some guys, they're scorers. Well, guess what they're doing? They're playing. It's like a basketball team. If you got a player, he's a scorer. Guess what he does? He plays his role. He scores. That's what he does. He scores. You got a guy who can sack the quarterback. He's a role player. If he sacks the quarterback, that's what he does. And what we're talking about with Tyler Guyton, we need him to play his role. We need him to be the left tackle of the Dallas Cowboys and be good at it. That's what we need. We need Tyler Guyton to be good at it. And it's not that he's not good, but it's just when he's bad, he's bad. DeMarion Overshown, we're going to talk about him in a moment. DeMarion Overshown, I don't think DeMarion Overshown necessarily needs to step up. I just think he needs to be healthy. DaRon Bland, step up. He needs to be healthy. He needs to be healthy. My biggest concern for DaRon Bland is he healthy? I'm very concerned. Running back, Jaden Blue. Pretty sure that's one of the people that he's talking about. Jaden Blue. Can Jaden Blue be who Jaden Blue needs to be? Can he do it? And then, of course, George Pickens, he's already there. George just needs to do what George does. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm not so big on the Cowboys necessarily having to step up. Players need to step up. Because at the end of the day, tell me anything you want to. But the Cowboys actually got players. This is one of the better seasons that Jerry Jones has had as the GM of this team. They got players, man. The question for this team this year is how fast can they get these players to jail? How fast can they get them to get the system down? How fast can they do it? That's going to be the true key to this team this year. Because they got players. And even if some of these players are quote-unquote unproven at this time, nobody can truly deny, man, the Cowboys got players. But the biggest thing the Cowboys have, let me pull this up for us. The Cowboys have players. But the biggest thing the Cowboys have this year, and I want to make sure I show this first. I want to show this part first. And I'm going to show you this Dallas Cowboys team in 3 phases. I'm going to show you something I haven't showed you before. I want to show you this Dallas Cowboys team in a different way. This is the 3 phases of the Dallas Cowboys. And they need all 3 of these in sync. And that's why I keep saying I like the work they're putting in off the field. But where I'm more focused on this team still at this point is what they're doing off the field. This is the first phase of the Cowboys. And you're going to hear this here first. Maybe you haven't, maybe you heard it somewhere else. This is the first phase that had to change, and it changed. I'm going to give you the 3 phases of the Dallas Cowboys. Because what the Cowboys need is for people to play their role, do what they're supposed to do, so that the players that you have that actually are dominant, those players can dominate when everybody's doing and playing their role. First things first.
Yes! Here we go!
These are the 3 phases of the Dallas Cowboys that nobody talks about, but I'm going to talk about it today. In order to win championships, this is what you need. The first thing that you need is your owner, general manager. You need them all to be on the same page of, we're going to put together a championship team. This is the first thing that changed. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and all of these people that are working with them. This was the first part that had to change. And Toxic Tom, I agree. You say we need a real GM. I'm sorry, but we got one now. Jerry Jones has been doing real GM things. Ever since Brian Schottenheimer came through the door, Jerry's been doing real GM things, and I can prove it to you over and over and over. I'm not worried about 30 years ago. The only thing I can do is move forward. And I'm moving forward with what Jerry has been doing since he hired Brian Schottenheimer. I'm not worried about all the other stuff. Not worried about 30 years. 30 years, I can't do nothing about 30 years. The only thing the Cowboys can do anything about is this year. I'm not worried about all them 30 years. This was the change that needed to be made. You were not changing out Jerry Jones. But what needed to happen was Jerry Jones needed to change then if he's not going to be changed out. And what we've been watching in Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, we are watching a change. Toxic Tom, I'm not focused on decades ago. I'm working on now. You can't go back and win the Super Bowl in 2022 or 2020 or 2018 or 2015, Toxic Tom. I'm not here for that. I'm here for 2026 and 2027. I'm not here for any of the conversations beyond that because you can't change it, nor can I. And you complaining about it ain't gonna change those years. Those years are etched in history. There's nothing you can do. But what they can do is what they've been doing. They can do something about 2026 and 2027, and I love what they're doing. Jerry Jones has made a change. And I wouldn't say he's made a change as much as Jerry is changing. Jerry is changing. We're watching the change. And the way we know that he's changed is based on what he's been doing. Stephen Jones, we're watching the change. And what we're watching in the change is we're watching them trusting Brian Schottenheimer and how Brian Schottenheimer has been helping them to do some things. Will McClay, this is one of his better drafts. Will McClay, I'm sorry, I just think Will McClay knocked it out of the park this year. Will McClay knocked it out of the park. And so these are all the names that are involved. But if you're going to win a championship, I got news for us. It requires this entire staff. Some of us are sadly mistaken. You don't win Super Bowls with players only. You need this entire staff that we are looking at right here. This is phase one. You need all of these people to be on the same page. All of them. All of them. The goal is a championship. That's the goal. Everybody that you are watching on this page, top to bottom, they have to be in the same mindset. They all have to be moving in the same direction. They all have to play their role. They all have to do what they're supposed to do. That's phase one. Love it, like it, or hate it. I'm not focusing on no past stuff. Forget it. You can have those conversations with yourself. Phase two. And this is where I really give the Cowboys a lot of credit for. I give the Cowboys a lot of credit for phase two. Phase two. The coaching. Phase two, the coaching. Call it what you want to. This is the best coaching staff that Jerry has put together, I believe, since one Jimmy Johnson. Brian Schottenheimer, I'm riding until the wheels fall off. Brian Schottenheimer has brought a change to this team. And what we are watching, and this is the part I want us to keep understanding, it doesn't start on the field. Everybody keeps talking about the results on the field. No, the Seattle Seahawks didn't win that Super Bowl on the field only. The Seattle Seahawks started that Super Bowl run 3 years previously when their ownership, their GM, their front office with the draft picks, with the free agency pickups, with the coaching change they made, the Seattle Seahawks won this in 3 phases. And nobody saw it until it finally culminated into a Super Bowl. But if you go back and now look in hindsight, the Cowboys are looking eerily similar to the Seahawks, and they're doing some of the same things. GM, mind change. Change out the coach. Long-time, old-school coach, change him out. Bring in a new defensive coordinator. Bring in a whole new system. Bring in a whole new culture. Bring in some young guys. Mix in some veterans. And what do you have? A Super Bowl team. The Cowboys are doing a lot of these things similar. They brought in Brian Schottenheimer. Clayton Adams, absolutely awesome. They brought in a lot of these players. Let me tell you something. This guy right here, people are not giving this guy enough credit. Connor Riley. Connor Riley is absolutely, along with Clayton Adams, they are doing a bang-up job in the Dallas Cowboys running back room. They are doing a bang-up job. All of these guys, Ken Dorsey, they're all playing these great roles. People don't understand how great of a coaching staff the Cowboys have put together. They have put together a great coaching staff. And when you look at the defense, this was one of the biggest improvements. Because Matt Eberflus was a setback. People do not realize, Christian Parker, we know he got the brains, but Marcus Dixon, man, this was a great pickup by the Dallas Cowboys. Chadero, great pickup by the Cowboys. Derek Ansley, great pickup by the Cowboys. I mean, when you look at these coaches the Cowboys have put together in phase 2, and it is obvious, Brian Schottenheimer has been talking about how much in sync the front office, Jerry Jones, the front office, the scouting department, and now the coaching staff, they're all in sync. They're all in sync. Changed out the strength and conditioning room. These guys are all in strength, all in sync. And so what we're watching, phase 1, we needed a change at the top. We can't change out Jerry Jones, so there's no point in discussing that. But we were able to change his mind. Brian Schottenheimer. I'm going along with something that Bass said. Bass said he believes that Brian Schottenheimer is the third most powerful person inside of the Dallas Cowboys organization. And I got to say, I got to agree with it somewhere in there. I mean, he got to be top 5. Put him where you want to. but he top 5. Schottenheimer has a lot of say-so in this organization. CGW, what up? Schottenheimer has some power. And I don't mean power as in he took it. No, he earned it. They gave it to him. One of the best things that Jerry Jones did is he's allowing Brian Schottenheimer to do his job. Be the coach. What else can you ask for? If there's anything we could ask for, let Brian Schottenheimer be the coach. He's letting him be the coach. He's listening to Brian Schottenheimer. He's listening to Christian Parker. He's listening to the people around him. If there's anything we could have asked Jerry Jones, I mean, could you really ask for anything more than Jerry Jones? Can you let Brian Schottenheimer be the coach? Can you let the scouting department to actually make the right decisions? Can you let them be influenced by Shotty, be influenced by the coaching staff, maybe with some of the players they see and like? Can you let them do it? Even though Jerry's already been doing some of that stuff, it's already been verified. But you can see where he's even more letting Shotty run with the reins of this team. And what we are watching is a Brian Schottenheimer-led team. So, let's think about this part. Because this is the part that everybody keeps saying they want to see. Now we want to see, what does this now look like on the field? We see a lot of things being done right. Now we're saying we want to see it on the field. Now, you may not realize it, but we've already seen some of it on the field. Y'all do know we've already seen some of this on the field. We may not be realizing what I'm telling us. And I know why we're not realizing what I'm telling us, because so many of us are saying, nah, we want a Super Bowl, and that's how we gonna know if we're seeing it on the field. No. Don't work like that. You don't just get a coach in his first year, because that's very rare. You don't get a coach in his first year and he roll up on that team and he wins a Super Bowl. Nah, that don't happen. That don't happen unless you're George Seifert and you're taking over for one of the greatest coaches to ever coach the game, Steve Walsh, or Walsh, whatever his name was, for the San Francisco 49ers. That don't happen unless you are Barry Switzer, who steps onto a team that Jimmy Johnson has basically already built and just went to back-to-back Super Bowls with. You don't win Super Bowls with those teams unless those teams have already been built. And we may not realize it, but we've already seen some of the result of this. We saw it last year with a top 3 offense. We saw it last year. George Pickens is a part of this thing that got brought in, this plan that got brought in. We saw it, Javonte Williams, a part of what got brought in. We saw some of the things that the Cowboys have done offensively. We're already seeing it. The setback was the defense last year. See, the problem becomes, and I keep saying this, people keep saying, I want to see it, and then when I show it to them, they get mad because that's not the part they want to see. You got to watch the whole movie, man. You got to watch the whole movie. Everybody want to get to the end of the movie. We ain't there yet, y'all. We ain't at the end of the movie yet. We have to keep watching the movie. We got the director. We got the director. We got the cast. I mean, we're filming scenes, but we're also still reserving the right to say, hey, we might need to get a couple of more people, or maybe their scenes are going to be filmed later. We haven't got to the end of the movie. Let us get to the end of the movie. We're not there yet, but we're watching. We watched the offense. We watched how good the offense was. And it's not even where it needs to be. We're going to get there. We just got to keep on keeping on. Toxic Tom, I'm not even acknowledging this, because who fired Flus? You asking me who hired him? Who fired him? I'm not going to live in that past. It's okay when you are on a successful run. Sometimes you make mistakes. I know that's a novel concept. We make mistakes sometimes, even on our way to greatness. Matt Eberflus was a mistake. Okay, on to the next. We now have Christian Parker. Who hired him? It's amazing to me we want to say who hired Matt Eberflus. Who hired Christian Parker? Who hired him? Who hired him? The same person that everybody said there's no way he'll hire Christian Parker. There's no way he'll make him the defensive coordinator. And that's exactly what he did. I'm not listening to that kind of talk. I'm not here for that. I'm just telling you what I see. Some folk want to ignore everything and see what they want to see. No, I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing. That's all I'm worried about, what I'm seeing. And so when we think about the Cowboys, now we're at the next part of this thing. What will it look like on the field? That's going to be the litmus test. Will this all culminate into what the Cowboys are going for? Will it culminate into what the Cowboys are building? Because they built a great foundation. They have absolutely built a great foundation. Justin Harris said we needed one bad season to get the 12th pick. That's why we went with Flu. You know, see, Justin Harris, let me tell you something. See, I don't worry about all this crazy talk, because it's really crazy talk for me. See, I live this. And some people, other people have lived this too. See, all this talk we're hearing now is the same talk we heard when Jimmy Johnson came on the scene. We heard all this same talk. The Dallas Cowboys hadn't won a Super Bowl. When Jerry bought the Dallas Cowboys, they hadn't won a Super Bowl in 20 years. It was 20 years they hadn't won a Super Bowl. And nobody thought they were going to win a Super Bowl with Jimmy. Anybody who say they thought they were going to win a Super Bowl with Jimmy, they're lying. Nobody thought it. For everybody now to go back and say, yeah, man, Jimmy Johnson, the best coach since sliced bread. They didn't think he was the best coach since sliced bread when he was with the Cowboys. No, not when they first hired him. Nobody did. Nobody thought he was the best thing since sliced bread. And when you look at those first 2 seasons, nobody, if they tell you, they're lying. If they tell you they thought it, they're lying. Nobody thought Jimmy Johnson, nobody thought that team was going to win. And the reason why I know, look at this. Jimmy Johnson's first 2 years with the Cowboys, Freddie Morales has pointed this out many times. In 1989, Jimmy Johnson was 1-15. Jimmy Johnson was 1-15. 1990, Jimmy Johnson was what? 7-9. Nobody thought that Jimmy Johnson was on his way to a Super Bowl. Nobody thought it. Can somebody tell me? Who thought Jimmy Johnson was even going to win a Super Bowl in 1992? Jimmy Johnson, first 3 seasons, even in 1991, they only won 1 playoff game. They only won 1 playoff game. It wasn't until, and hey, y'all, hey, Toxic Tom, he okay. I can deal with Toxic Tom. Y'all can deal with Toxic Tom. I can too. We can deal with anybody talking anything negative. I'm just going to spit facts. 1991, the Cowboys were 11-5. Who thought the Cowboys were going to the Super Bowl the next season? Stop it. Stop it. Nobody thought the Dallas Cowboys were going to the Super Bowl in Jimmy Johnson's even 4th season. Nobody thought it. Stop it. Nobody thought it. And then what wound up happening in 1992? They won the Super Bowl. What happened in 1993? They won the Super Bowl. Now, why am I saying all this? Why am I saying all this? Can we continue to watch the movie with Brian Schottenheimer? How many years are we giving Brian Schottenheimer? I mean, I know we would love for him to win the Super Bowl this year, and I think they're going to have a chance to do it. I believe they will have a chance to do it this year because I only see about 3 teams that I believe that can truly give the Cowboys a problem. Rams, Seahawks, and maybe the Eagles. But again, 89, 90, 91. It took Jimmy Johnson 3 years to get double-digit wins. Do y'all know some of us are saying that Brian Schottenheimer better have double-digit wins this year? Now, I think Brian Schottenheimer will have double-digit wins this year. But it took Jimmy Johnson 3 years or Herschel Walker trade to win the Super Bowl. Let that sink in. I don't think people understand what it takes to win a Super Bowl. I don't think people understand. It takes a Herculean effort to win a Super Bowl. It absolutely does. It takes a Herculean effort. That's why you got some teams, they've never been to the Super Bowl. They've never been. They've never been to a Super Bowl. Why? Because it takes a Herculean effort. So many things have to go right to win a Super Bowl. And people don't realize that Jimmy Johnson, for as much as we love Jimmy Johnson, I believe that Jimmy Johnson is the second greatest coach the Dallas Cowboys have ever had. Let's understand something. Jimmy Johnson won 2 Super Bowls with no salary cap. Jimmy Johnson won 3 Super Bowls. Won 2 Super Bowls and really 3. No salary cap. Not a salary cap in sight. It was a free-for-all. 3 Super Bowls. The Herschel Walker trade was insane. You'll never see it again. You'll never see a trade like the Herschel Walker trade. You'll never see it. So when we start comparing Brian Schottenheimer and what Brian Schottenheimer has to do compared to what Jimmy Johnson had to do, let me tell you something. Brian Schottenheimer wins a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm telling you right now, Dak Prescott will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Book it. Book it. Book it. Brian Schottenheimer wins a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys, and people are going to be calling Brian Schottenheimer one of the greatest slept-on coaches that you've ever seen in your life. You watch what I tell you. I don't think we're understanding for people who talk about the Dallas Cowboys and why, and always comparing people to Jimmy Johnson. Understand what you're comparing. You're not comparing apples and oranges when you're talking. You're not comparing apples to apples when you're talking about the talent. You're not talking about apples to apples when you're talking about the talent and the ability to get players. You're not talking about apples to apples. Jimmy was at a time. There is no salary cap. Let that sink in. There's no salary cap. Do you realize what you could do with no salary cap? Brian's got to do it with a salary cap. Yeah, he's got to do it with a salary cap. Shotty's got to do this with a salary cap. And that's why when I watch what Shotty is doing everything in his power to win a Super Bowl in a system, in this system that he's not totally in control of. He's not totally in control of the system. Jimmy was literally almost in control of that system of saying, Jerry, I want this, I want this, I want this. And Jerry went and got it. Now you can't do those things. See, with no salary cap, you can keep your own players and also go and get other players. But with a salary cap, you got to pick and choose. So when we think about what we're asking Brian Schottenheimer to do, and I think he's going to do it, understand this. When he does it in this system, we're going to have to ask ourselves, is what Brian Schottenheimer did even greater than what Jimmy did? Because when you look at the talent that Jimmy accumulated with no salary cap from the Herschel Walker trade and the teams that won the 92 and 93 Super Bowl, and when you look at the way Brian Schottenheimer is doing it, I'm sorry, but somebody got to say it. Brian Schottenheimer's got to get this out the dirt. Shotty got to get this out the dirt. Shotty got to get this out the dirt, y'all. Shotty's got to do this in a way that Jimmy was never asked to do it. I love Jimmy. Jimmy was an incredible coach. But I've said this before. I question whether Jimmy could have did it in this atmosphere. I question whether Jimmy could have done it in this. And the reason why I question it is because when you look at Jimmy, when Jimmy went to Miami, and they didn't give him carte blanche to do whatever he wanted to do, this was Jimmy in Miami. Jimmy in 96, 8-8. Jimmy in 89. Jimmy in 96, 8-8. Jimmy in 97, 9-7. Jimmy in 98, 10-6. Jimmy in 99, 9-7. Why was that? Why did he have those records? Simple. Salary cap. And the owner was not letting him do anything he wanted to do. Boy, y'all better understand something. Shotty got to get this thing out the dirt, man. Sure. Shotty gonna have to get this thing out the dirt. Shotty is building a team from the ground up. And I shouldn't say from the ground up, but he's built a culture from the ground up. And that's what I mean by the team. But when we talk about the talent acquisition, man, you better understand something. People sit around and talk about talent and what the Cowboys should do and what they shouldn't do. Man, you got to understand something. Man, Brian Schottenheimer is operating under an entirely different set of circumstances. And the job he's doing so far, it is great. Because Jimmy, last time I checked in his first season, he was 1-15. In his second season, he was 7-9. So what are we giving Shotty? Because Shotty was 7-9 in his first season. What are we saying? What's the litmus test for Shotty this year? Double-digit wins? What is it? Now, I believe he's getting double-digit wins. I believe the Cowboys will be in a position to contend for the Super Bowl. And you mess around and some things go right, the Dallas Cowboys may absolutely shock everybody and get there. All you need is attrition, a team, and a little bit of luck. You need all three of those things. And they happen for people from time to time. Ask the Seattle Seahawks. Ask them. Nobody thought they were going to the Super Bowl. Stop it. Anybody who said other than 72 Chevelle, I'm not believing it. All right. Enough of the boys stepping up. Let's move on to our next topic.
Yes! Here we go!
So I want to move on to our next topic. And it's funny to me because I don't know if y'all heard Ed Werder. But Ed Werder is one of these people. And I like Ed Werder, so don't even get this twisted. I like Ed Werder. But Ed Werder is one of these people. He's not really big on content creators. He's not really big on this new type of media. Because he just kind of looks at it as, people like us, we're just kind of reporting on the reporting or whatever the case may be. But the stories are really broke by the journalist. And I understand why Ed Werder is saying this. I can totally understand it. Ed Werder comes from a generation. They went to school. They worked for newspapers. They actually wrote columns in papers. Some of them showed up on the news. I mean, they were the voice of sports. There was no internet. I mean, people might have sat around and talked, maybe talked at home or talked at the bars or, whenever people would get together, they talk about sports. But we didn't have people with the ability to talk about sports on the level that we talk about sports today. And I don't think Ed Werder is necessarily a huge fan. He's not a huge fan. Let me see. Hold on a second. All right. Okay. You said I misspelled Ed Werder's name. Okay. This is how he got it spelled on his, Okay, Texan said he doesn't want to be a nitpicker, even though he's picking nits. He said you misspelled Ed Werder's name. Okay, well, I'm going to show you what he has written on his Twitter account. So, I don't know. I'm just kind of looking at what I got on the screen. Oh, it's on the second one. You're talking about, okay, gotcha. Good catch. Good catch. You're talking about on this one. My bad. My bad, brother. You got me. Appreciate you. I told you, man, we make mistakes on our way to the championship. Appreciate you. All right. So Ed Werder, he's not a big fan of this. It's on the mobile screen, Poobie D. It's on the mobile screen, not on the laptop screen. So Ed Werder is disputing something that this guy around the NFL said. Now, this is the funny part. And this is where the Twin Take podcast come in. See, Ed Werder, because Ed Werder is not a big fan of what I do and other people do. Not a big fan. Ed Werder didn't believe this statement right here. Around the NFL reports, Brian Schottenheimer had an agreement to remain with the Cowboys even if he wasn't hired as head coach. Now, here's the issue with Ed Werder. Ed Werder says, not true. Steven told me there was no way to have McCarthy return and keep Shotty. Shotty last July on our Doomsday Podcast 101, I figured that they were going to work it all out. I'll be quite transparent. I was planning on leaving because I wanted to go call the plays someplace else. And sometimes when your contract expires, you have those opportunities. So, I was planning on, okay, Mike, good luck with everything. And I was, surprised when it didn't work out. Watch this. This is what Ed Werder is not taking into account. Have you ever thought that maybe they don't want to tell you guys everything anymore? I mean, I actually posed this question to Ed Werder. I was like, Ed Werder, I'm like, hey, all due respect, have you ever thought they just didn't want to tell you the actual facts? Because it wasn't until, and Ed Werder doesn't realize, or at least I think he doesn't realize, I don't think Ed Werder realized where this came from. And so I told Ed Werder on X, I said, hey, bruh, do you realize this story basically came from Brian Schottenheimer himself on the Twin Take Cowboys podcast? On the Twin Take podcast? If you knew that part, you probably wouldn't have said your part. We talked about this the other day. And this Twin Take podcast interview with Brian Schottenheimer, it is the best interview I've heard Brian Schottenheimer give. And the reason why it is the best interview I've heard Brian Schottenheimer give is the one where he seemed to be the most relaxed. He knew he wasn't going to be attacked. I mean, it was like, hey, man, this is family I'm talking to, so I can be I can be honest and open in ways that I can't be open and honest with the media sometimes. And so when we're listening to Brian Schottenheimer talk to Twin Take, they started revealing things that actually we hadn't heard since Brian Schottenheimer was hired. We never heard any of these things that were being said on this Twin Take podcast. So I want to go back. Let me see if I can find it real fast. And we're going to insert Twin Take in here. We're going to listen to them. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me cue it up.
Play at a time, expect to win. It's like NFL films just literally constantly, just runs through my. Let
me see if I'm going to see if I can, I want to get back to the portion of where they were talking about this. Let me see something here. I can't remember exactly where it was, so let me see if I can find it.
Fingerprint, our blueprint on it, and job, because we had done so many great things on offense, and I knew kind of what I wanted to do, from the whole team aspect, but I'd be lying.
No, we knew that he was going to remain with the team as the offensive coordinator.
Now, what? Now, Freddie Morales, El Chuco in the building. All right. Now, watch this. See, Ed Werder didn't realize. See, he think he's kind of talking against an article, I guess, that somebody is writing per se. But when we listen to this on the Twin Take podcast, we're hearing some stuff that we hadn't heard before. And this was brand new. And I think this is brand new to a lot of people. And I'm a little bit surprised that more people aren't talking about this interview, because Brian and Jimmy are talking about some things that none of us had heard since Brian's been on with the Cowboys. So let's take it up right here.
Celebration. He came home and then we celebrated together with Sutton. But it was really beautiful. It was really beautiful.
Were you nervous going? Were you kind of at peace with whatever happened?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think I think back on it. Of course, you're amped up, right? Like
right.
you're a competitor, right? You're competing to have one of the most high-profile jobs, if not the most profile professional sporting jobs in the world. And I really wanted it. I wanted it because of my relationship with Jerry. I wanted it because of the Joneses, Will McClay, Dak Prescott, a lot of our players. And but I think it was more that I felt prepared, and I was very confident that I was the best guy for the job, because we had done so many great things on offense, and I knew kind of what I wanted to do, from the whole team aspect. But
So I want us to kind of just grasp what he's saying here. Shotty is saying, and a lot of people don't realize, but that 2023 run of Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, that was Schottenheimer. In 2024, when McCarthy was on the lame duck contract, that was Mike McCarthy kind of taking back over. And you'll notice that 2024 didn't quite look like 2023. And then, of course, Dak Prescott wound up getting hurt. But 2024 didn't look like 2023. 2023 is when Shotty tore it up and put in all those wrinkles and made that offense look so much better. And I think that was the year that he really impressed Jerry Jones. So if you listen to what Shotty is saying, it is in total contrary to what Ed Werder is saying. No. They already had an understanding. Shotty was going to be the offense coordinator in 2025 regardless, because that's what Shotty is saying. Regardless of McCarthy or anybody else, he was going to be the OC.
I'd be lying.
No, we knew that he was going to remain with the team as the offensive coordinator if he wanted that, but he wanted to be the head coach of this football team.
So if you didn't
see, this seems to be the plan no matter what. Now maybe Werder is saying had McCarthy stayed, that Shotty wasn't going to be the play caller. But have we ever thought about this part? And maybe this is also a part of the reason why their conversation fell apart. Because I can remember at the end of that season, we were talking about this on some of the videos. I don't know if some of y'all remember some of the live streams. And we were talking about that if McCarthy stayed, would he stay if they took the play calling away? And I just wonder if it was a conversation of if he stayed, they take the play calling away. And we already know McCarthy wanted to call plays. That's why he got him and took him away from Kellen Moore. But Ed Werder is kind of arguing against the sentiment that it was a possibility, I guess, of Shotty still being in place if Mike McCarthy had stayed or whatever the case may be, or whatever he think it is. But it is clear from this statement that is being made. Now, the plan was already that Shotty was going to be a part of the Cowboys. I believe no matter what, he was going to be the OC. This seems to be what they're alluding to in the podcast. He was going to call the plays. Bottom line.
Get the head coaching job, do you think he would have?
So we're going to skip up a little bit because we've heard these parts. So I want to skip up to somewhere around the 20. I forgot where we were. So I'm going to skip up around the 20 mark, and the rest is going to be the twin takes. Yeah, we heard the part about the hat. Let's see, we got one more. All right, so we're going to get to the next question at 26. But Twin Takes did a great job on this. Great job on this. And again, if you kind of listen to this podcast, man, we're hearing some stuff that we hadn't heard from Shotty since he was from any interviews that he's had. This is why I love this interview and what these young men did. Frank Lawrence, he said, first time since Jimmy Johnson inspiring. I'm proud to have Jerry as an owner, Shotty and staff as coaches, and I sense the players share my sentiment. Yeah, man. Frank Lawrence. We're starting to do what we did when Jimmy got here. We changed it in all 3 phases. Jerry took over for Tom. Jimmy took over for Tom. Tom Landry was doing everything. Just a great coach. Just a pioneer in this league. Never got a bad word to say about Tom. But Jimmy took the place of Tom. And then the Herschel Walker trade is what helped the Cowboys get their squad back together so Jimmy could coach them to a Super Bowl. And so that's why I say, man, we got to really understand what's going on here with Brian Schottenheimer and Dak Prescott and having to do this in a non-salary cap era and in an era where Jerry has already won 3 and we're just now seeing Jerry kind of get back to being as hungry as he was when he bought the Dallas Cowboys. And Jerry Jones's biggest fault to me, he's been too focused on building the NFL. Jerry has been too focused on building the NFL, from the TV deals to the endorsement deals to the stadiums. I mean, you name it, even the international NFL, you name it. Jerry Jones has been too busy since he won those Super Bowls. He's been too busy trying to build the NFL. It is now time, and we are finally seeing it again, that Jerry Jones is now back to saying, now it's time to put all of my focus back into the Cowboys. Because if there is anything that I can agree with people on as it applies to Jerry Jones, it wasn't, and some people, they give Jerry a bad rap and say, yeah, man, Jerry's just about the money. No. I think people are wrong about that. Jerry is about the money. But people don't give Jerry enough credit. Jerry's been putting money in the pockets of everybody, not just himself. And again, this is why you don't hear NFL owners talk bad about Jerry Jones. Why not? Because he's making them rich. He's made them rich. This NFL was not the same NFL until Jerry. The NFL we're watching now, it wasn't the NFL I was watching when I was growing up, because people didn't even watch it like they do now. Jerry put the NFL on steroids. Put it on steroids. Jerry bought big time money into this thing. He bought all the endorsement deals, TV deals, big time free agent signings. Him and the 49ers, they were heading this stuff up. Jerry was too focused on building the NFL. That's what he was too focused on. Jerry wasn't focused on just getting his money. No, Jerry's been getting everybody money. But now the NFL, hey man, it's rich. It's rich. You got the international things going. It's rich. Now, Jerry, it's time to get back to focusing on the Dallas Cowboys. It's been too long. It's been 32 years. It's too long for the Cowboys to go without winning another Super Bowl. It's time once again. It's time again, Jerry, to get the Dallas Cowboys to a Super Bowl. Texas County, let me tell you something. Kraft wasn't even in the conversation. Kraft wasn't even in the conversation. Jerry was doing this long before Kraft started doing his thing. Jerry did this when he first came to the NFL. Jerry did this. Nobody else. They were fighting Jerry tooth and nail. Jerry did this stuff. Gerald Jackson, you're right. Nike, Pepsi, endorsement deals. Jerry's legendary. Hey, even the stadiums. Nobody was building spaceships before Jerry Jones. Nobody was building spaceships. Jerry started helping these other teams get these spaceships built. Jerry's been too busy building the NFL. That's what Jerry has been guilty of. JC Cowboys Network, congratulations on 10,000 subscribers. Congratulations, JC Cowboys Network. I don't know if y'all check out JC Cowboys Network, but he does some great work. Absolutely great work. A lot of great work. A lot of player profiles. I love the angle that JC Cowboys Network. I love the angle that he takes on the Cowboys. It's great. JC, congratulations. But again, man, if there is anything that Jerry has been guilty of, he's been focusing too much on the NFL and not the Dallas Cowboys. So now it looks like now Jerry is focusing on the Dallas Cowboys again. Jerry is focusing all of his attention on the Dallas Cowboys again. And so I'm excited about this. And he's got to keep on doing this. He's got to keep on doing this. He can't stop here. Texarkana, he said, hey, you know what? The grass, man, it would be great. I think there's a lot of other things that come with the grass. I think we may even see the curtains go up this year. Texarkana, we're going to see. I wouldn't be surprised curtains go up. But again, I think Jerry is in win now mode. Jerry realizes he's got more yesterdays than tomorrows. Jerry is at a stage in his life, man, where all of us could go any day now. But the older you get, the more likely that could happen. Jerry's trying to get it, man. Jerry's trying to get it before he get out of here. And so, hey, man, I'm here for it. I like everything that he's doing so far. I just want him to keep doing it. And then we got to see what it does on the field. I'm very excited for the Cowboys to get on the field. All right, let's listen to about 10 more minutes of Twin Take. Twin Take, man, just killed it on this interview. Let's go.
There's an interim coach, Terry Rubisky, and then there was search for the new coach. And side note, I had grown up a big college football fan, but I loved one team in the NFL, which was the Cleveland Browns, because I loved Webster Slaughter and Bernie Kosar. Don't ask me where that came from, but I loved. We were actually staying when I was in 7th grade. We were staying in a hotel in Atlanta, and the Browns were staying there. And I just happened to, my mom, my dad, my sister, and I happened to ride up the elevator with Marty and Pat. Unbeknownst that those would be my future in-laws one day. But so anyway, so when the Redskins hired Marty, I remember calling my dad, and I was like, Daddy, you're never going to believe who we just hired. So it was a thrill for me to get to work with him. So he didn't have an assistant when he first started with the Redskins. So he would come to my desk and be like, Jimmy, can't do this phone, whatever. And so I sort of became his assistant until he hired someone. But my voice was on his recording in his office and on his cell phone. So when we started dating very secretively the first couple of weeks of him being hired, he would call his dad, and my voice would be on the machine.
It's really weird.
Really
yeah,
weird.
the girl
Kinda
you're
creepy.
kind of dating
Kinda
would be on
creepy.
your dad's answering machine. You're like, okay, this is creepy.
And we're not supposed to be dating.
Yeah, we got to figure this out.
Crazy story. So Marty signed a 4-year deal to be the head coach, and we started 0-5, won 5 in a row, and finished 8-8, which was just a remarkable coaching job that year. And I don't think it's ever been done since. I'd like to know that stat, but I don't think it's been done. Anyway, so he was probably maybe one of the last times the head coach had all the power. So he was GM and head coach.
Oh, I didn't know that.
After that year, Dan Snyder wanted he wanted the power back, and Marty wouldn't relinquish it at all. He said, I'm not doing it, Dan. You have to fire me. So we fired him. So then he went to San Diego the next year. But anyway, that's where we met.
Wow, let me go. Hey, man, look. Man, these are megaton bombs being dropped in this. Hold on a second. Let's go back for a second. Man, Jimmy is dropping megaton bombs. Man, let me tell you something. It's so funny they're telling this story because back in the day, man, when I was young in my 20s, man, and this is I hired my wife. She wasn't my wife at the time. I didn't even know her, but I knew her family, and her mom came in and told me she needed a job, and I hired my wife. She wasn't my wife then, but I already knew. It's funny, they're talking about dating secretly. But, man, I'm just telling you, man, it's just something about sometimes when you meet somebody and you just know that they're the one. When I first met my wife, I just knew she was the one. And, you know, that's kind of how I met my wife. So it's so funny to me how they're telling this story of how they met and they were kind of dating secretly because she was his assistant. That's just funny, man. That's a great story. But I also tell you this part too, and this is what I love about this interview, and this is probably why this is the best interview we've ever heard Brian Schottenheimer give. One is with Twin Takes, their family. He feels, you know, he considers them family. They're great at what they're doing, but his wife is with him. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Nobody knows a man like his wife does. Nobody drops megaton bombs on a man's life like his wife does. Man, I'm telling you right now, you know, you get me and my wife together, start talking, man, my wife would be dropping all kinds of stuff that man, my wife would be dropping stuff that I done forgot about, man. And so it's funny to me how Jimmy is just dropping bombs in this thing, man. She's dropping bombs. She is dropping bombs in this interview. And I didn't realize this issue about Dan Snyder and Marty Schottenheimer. Maybe some of y'all were privy to this. This is the first time I've heard this. It's the first time.
And we had gotten engaged. We got engaged down in New Orleans. We were playing a game, and on December 29th,
Got
right?
married June 29th.
And at her aunt and uncle's house, and I told her we couldn't make it, and she didn't know we were getting engaged. It was a surprise. I pulled it off.
Told me Marty had called a team meeting at 9 o'clock that night. Everything got messed up.
But literally, my point is, like 2 weeks later,
man, Dominique, well, I couldn't do it, bro.
Fired, and like we're newly engaged. We don't know what's going to happen.
I couldn't do it, bro.
But basically, we all kind of picked up and moved out there.
My wife
she
be dropping megaton balls,
fired, but she
They
was.
just gave me a
She was given a severance. Okay.
Said it was
If
a
you're
conflict
given a
of interest.
severance,
I'm like,
that means they want you
I
to
was
leave.
not
Yeah,
fired.
they
There
want
was
you to
never
leave,
on
yeah.
my letter that I was fired. But Marty used to tell people, he was like, I absolutely know that the Lord sent me to Washington so that the two of them could meet. Because, I mean, he was fired after a year, after a phenomenal coaching job.
Yep.
So have no doubt that's exactly what God had in store was that year.
And then y'all go to LA, right? And
San Diego.
So basically, it's like she told the story. Okay, maybe she's not telling this part. I think I went too far back. Let's see.
San
Still
Diego.
in San Diego.
San Diego.
San
Yep.
Diego. Yeah. And that's Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers, right?
Correct.
How big? I know y'all are friends with Drew Brees' family. How big of an impact did they have with y'all, like throughout the league and your time in the league?
Yeah, it was a cute story about Drew because he's really one of my best friends. But
He's actually coming here tomorrow for
Oh,
practice.
really?
yeah. I asked him to come in and spend a day with us, and so he's flying in tonight. Going to be here for a day. He's got to leave, but so I remember calling Drew. I get the job. So basically, when they fired my dad, it's still weird for me to call him my dad.
Yeah.
Like I'm so used to saying Marty.
Yeah.
You know, but I'll do it for you guys. I'll call him my dad.
Makes it easier.
Yeah,
you know?
it's
Yeah.
way easier.
Y'all
but
know
like,
him in a very
but
different
I'm, yeah,
role as
yeah,
well.
I'm
Yeah.
rewired. Like
Yeah.
it was always Marty. But so, you know, they basically moved the whole staff. So I remember on Super Bowl Sunday at halftime, I called out to Drew as the quarterback coach and introduced myself and said, "Hey, Drew. Hey, Brian Schott. I'm a new quarterback coach." Blah, blah, blah. We just, you know, chopped it up for a little bit. And hung up the phone. It was great. And I was telling Jimmy, he sounds like a great guy. Well, unbeknownst to me, Drew was with his girlfriend at the time, Brittany, and a couple of buddies, and he was complaining because he was like, "Man, talk about nepotism. I'm getting Marty's kid. You know, this guy
my
probably doesn't know a
quarterback
damn
coach."
thing about football. I
Yeah.
had Norv Turner. Like, this is terrible." And so, like, after I won Drew over and got to know him a little bit, like, I'm like, "Really, man? You thought that?" He's like, "Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't really know what it meant." Yes, we laugh about it all
But
the
we're
time.
the godparents to his middle son.
Yep.
So that tells you the kind of impact and the relationship that we had. Bowen is actually coming tomorrow with Drew, but he's our godson. So extremely close to the Breezes and, yeah, lifelong friends. And
But you talk about a guy that
Amazing
the story and the journey that he's been on, and Brittany was with him, you know, the whole way from, you know, not just through Purdue and going to San Diego. We benched him a bunch. We drafted Phillip Rivers to potentially replace him.
Right.
That changed the.
Man, Dominique, boy, I was thinking the same thing, bro. Dominique, I was thinking the same way. Dominique said, "Man, I wish I might call my pops by his first name." He said, "I was signing my death certificate." Boy, you and me both. Boy. Oh, man, I couldn't even fathom it, man. I'm sorry. If I was a head coach and my sons were working for me, I'm sorry, man. They still calling me dad, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They still calling me dad. My son, my son and my wife, they work for one of our elders at our congregation. They got a urgent care business, and they were working together for a while. And I would be laughing because they would be talking about, he would be calling her Miss, Miss Nikki, that, because calling her by her first name, Miss Nikki. I'm like, dude, what? Oh, I'm about to have a conniption up in here, man. I don't give a doggone where you working at. If everybody know that's your mama, well, just call it your mama at work. I mean, what difference do it make? What difference do it make? I'm with you, Dominique. Boy, I'm struggling with that one, bro. Same thing like Steven. Man, Stephen Jones be sitting around talking about Jerry. Jerry? Boy, I'd wake up in the next week talking about Jerry. Man, come on, man. I just can't imagine calling my dad by his first name. I just couldn't do it. CGW said, gee, the Cowboys economically or the NFL, everyone makes money when it comes to the Cowboys, whether we win or lose. You're right. You're right. But now it's time for Jerry to start focusing on the Cowboys. I said this a couple of years ago. But Jerry Jerry focused on the NFL way too, and I understand what he did. And I'm pretty sure all the owners and people appreciate it. But man, it's time out now. NFL got to let Jerry get a break. It's time for Jerry to get another Super Bowl. It's time for the Cowboys to get another Super Bowl. It is. It's time. If there is anything I can agree with anybody on, it's time for the Cowboys to get another Super Bowl. Freddie said I could call my dad by his first name if I wanted to stand for him. Boy, you ain't lying, bro. Shoot, man. Dominique said, well, Steven and Jerry look like brothers, so I get that. Heck, Jerry looks younger than Steve. Boy, Dominique, we done talked about that, bro. That man Steven done lived a life, man. That man Steven has lived a life.
Wiring in the mindset that Drew had to the
Poobie
injury.
Yes, sir, Poobie D. It's time, bro. If there's one thing I can agree with Cowboys Nation on, it's time. It's time for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. It's time. I believe even the NFL should be in agreement with this. I believe even the NFL. Let me tell you something. This league, if y'all think this league is popular now, let the Dallas Cowboys win a Super Bowl. Watch what it'll do for this league. Watch what it will do for this league. Stephen White, what's going on? This league is going to go crazy when the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. This league is going to go crazy when the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. And I'm saying when. It's going to go crazy. I believe the league needs it. The fans need it. The NFL needs it. It is time for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. We the boys said it's long overdue. Justin Harris, my son, always say to the game. Justin Harris said it's time we need the script. Justin Harris, my son, he's an avid watcher, an avid wrestling watcher, and I always laugh at it because he always talking about the NFL is fake. Meanwhile, he's a wrestling fan. We're right here talking about Roman Reigns. But I tell you this, he was talking about that script, Davion Wallace. I said, hey, bro, I don't care if it is a script. It is time for that script for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. It's time, bro. It's time. Straight up, it's time. It's time to win that Super Bowl. Real estate vet, appreciate that super chat. He said, I have a 10-year-old daughter, calls me Aaron when I bring her to the business with me. I want her to get that feeling of big business now. I got you. Man, I'd be struggling hard with that real estate. I'd be struggling hard with that. Texas County, he said the league needs the Cowboys and Patriots both winning, especially our Cowboys. Hey, Texas County, let me tell you what I think they need. You tell me if you agree with this. I think we need a Dallas Cowboy, Buffalo Bills Super Bowl, Dak Prescott versus the Golden Boy, Josh Allen. That's what I want to see. I want to see Dak Prescott and the Cowboys go up against Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. A repeat of Troy Aikman's first Super Bowl. I'd love to see it. Be a battle for the ages, man. Be a battle for the ages. Absolutely. What's going on, Bazzy 9? It's time, though, man. It's time. It's time for the Cowboys to get that chip. CGW, I'm still sticking with it. 2026, no later than 2027, I believe the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl. It's time, bro. It's time. I don't care who it is, the matchmakers, the script writers, whoever they are. It is time for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl.
Going to New Orleans, after Katrina and all that stuff, and then to now being newly, enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this summer. The ultimate servant leader is what I would say is a special thing about Drew. And Phillip Rivers was amazing. I mean, shoot, he came back and played last year. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
They pulled him from the couch. And
Did you ever think that would happen?
No.
What's up, Brandon?
And I loved it. I saw his press conference that he did. A little bit heavier, a little more swollen through the face. But I was blessed to be around those guys. Doug Flutie was in our room, who, you guys are football fans, so you probably know.
1000%.
Yeah, the Hail Mary and all that. So,
And we were part of the deal with Eli and Phillip, that whole trade and all that. That was just crazy, that whole situation. So crazy.
You said something about your dad. I was actually going to ask you. It's crazy to me, like, the amount of wins he had in this league. What do you think would have to happen for him to make the NFL Hall of Fame? Because I think he's deserving as a coach as you can think of. I mean, he's one of the most winningest coaches in this league, and it's so hard to do when you look at the standings, like in the NFL, the worst team is not bad. Like, it's a different challenge every week. Is there anything you think that would need to happen?
Yeah, so I think he's one of 7 now that have won. It was 6 for a while, might be 8 now, but that have ever won over 200 games.
Right.
It's 200 in the regular season exactly. It was actually the last regular season game he won was the year they went 14-2. They got knocked out 2 weeks later in the playoffs.
Man, let me tell you something. And then I'm going to come to the comments. But if y'all didn't follow the career of Marty Schottenheimer, if there was ever a coach that people wanted to go to the Super Bowl and win, it was Marty Schottenheimer. Everybody wanted Marty Schottenheimer to win a Super Bowl. Absolutely, people wanted this man to win a Super Bowl. Marty lost Super Bowls in some of the most heartbreaking ways. And that 14-2 season, oh my gosh, everybody thought that Marty was going to get him one. Didn't happen. Golly. Boy, you want to talk about heartbreak. Heartbreak, man.
Hall of Fame, because I think he's deserving as a coach as you can think of. I mean, he's one of the most winningest coaches in this league, and it's so hard to do. When you look at the standings, like in the NFL, the worst team is not bad. Like, it's a different challenge every week. Is there anything you think that would need to happen?
Yeah, so I think he's one of 7 now that have won. It was 6 for a while, might be 8 now, but that have ever won over 200 games.
Right.
It's 200 in the regular season exactly. It was actually the last regular season game he won was the year they went 14-2. They got knocked out 2 weeks later in the playoffs, but I think it's like 206 or 207.
It's 206.
But at the end of the day, the way the game has changed, guys, the passing, the records, the yards, the touchdowns, it's going to be really hard. And I've actually got a number of people, actually one of our beat writers here is on the Hall of Fame committee, and they all say, Brian, he's worthy of it, but unfortunately it's going to be really hard for him because, guys like Drew Brees are getting in, and there's coaches like Bill Belichick that they don't make it, and ultimately will, but it's just so competitive. But that's why I don't get caught up in it. That's why I go back to, I think his impact, I would put it up against anybody that the influence and the impact that he's had on people's lives is Hall of Fame worthy, and that's way more important to me than a gold jacket.
Now, the issue is when you start talking about the Hall of Fame, as a coach, it's hard to get into the Hall of Fame without them rings, man. It's hard to get into the Hall of Fame without them rings. You got to have a ring to get up in there as a coach. You got to have a ring, man. It's going to be hard for Marty to get in there. But if Shotty can win a couple with the Cowboys, Shotty can win a couple with the Cowboys, Shotty may accomplish quite a few things his dad didn't accomplish. And I believe he's going to accomplish winning the Super Bowl. And I'm telling you, when he does it, there'll be no dry eyes in the NFL. Everybody's going to be crying. Everybody's going to be crying. When this man wins the Super Bowl, everybody's going to be crying. Because the first thing they're going to think about is Marty Schottenheimer. Everybody's going to be crying for Dak Prescott, all of the ridicule he's endured. It's not the Cowboys winning a Super Bowl would absolutely be one of the greatest stories in sports. I'm telling you, the Cowboys winning a Super Bowl would be the pinnacle of sports for the next 5 to 10 years. It would be the pinnacle of sports. There are so many storylines with the Cowboys. The 32-year drought. All of the coaches that's been between. All of the players that have came and gone. All of the misses. So many things that you can think of about this team. Cowboys win a Super Bowl, you can forget it. It will be the pinnacle of sports. There'll be nothing that'll top it in the next 5 years as far as sports goes. There will be nothing that'll top it. It is going to be one of the most incredible things. It will be, I'm telling you, there will be nothing else. The Cowboys winning a Super Bowl. There's nothing else. There's nothing. I can't think of anything that can top it sports-wise. Cowboys fans will ride that Super Bowl. I'm telling you now, this league will ride that Super Bowl for 10 to 15 years when it comes to TV deals, endorsement deals, the popularity of the sport. It's over. It's going to be over. But I believe Shotty's going to do it. The story is too good. The story is too good for the script writers. The story is too good for the script writers to ignore. It's too good. And I believe we're going to see it in our lifetime. I believe we're going to see it. Baz, let me tell you something. It's nothing like it when the Cowboys win a Super Bowl. These other teams win a Super Bowl, it's over in a day. Cowboys win a Super Bowl? Nah, bro, you riding that to the whole next season. you riding that Super Bowl. Man, you ride that Super Bowl to the next season, bro. You ride that Super Bowl to the next season. Everybody does. Everybody rides it. Man, you're going to see every Dallas Cowboys with endorsement deals. They'll be on every commercial. Some of them going to be on television shows. It's going to be a madhouse. People going to get tired of seeing the Cowboys if they win that Super Bowl. It's nothing like the Dallas Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. Hail Mary said Marty succumbed to the drive and the fumble in the back-to-back years. Boy, it's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking, bro. Man, Marty lost some heartbreaking games, man. Yes, sir. One word, phenomenal, CGW. Yes, sir. Bazzy9 said Cowboys win the division, make it to the NFC Championship game minimum. I definitely see them back in the playoffs this year. And if things go right, I think that I'm just telling y'all the Cowboys are going to be in position. They get to the playoffs, they're going to be in position. I only see 2 or 3 teams that can really hold them back. And one of those teams will knock off each other. Man, we may absolutely see the Cowboys with just one game to get there. And what I mean by that the first game may be easy. First 2 games, they'll be easy. Third game, it'll just be one tough team between them and the Super Bowl. They're going to have a great chance this year, and I'm not going to be surprised if they do it. I am not going to be surprised if they do it 2026. And I'm telling you now, there is a mantra, I believe, that is kind of going through the Cowboys front office. I'm not sure if it's matriculated down to the locker room yet and the players. But I keep hearing Jerry and Steven say the same thing. Nobody thought the Patriots or the Seahawks were going to be in the Super Bowl. And I believe there is a mantra going through the Cowboys organization of, why not us? Why not us? I will not be surprised if we start hearing that more and more this year. Why not us? Why not us? See, Matt, you asked the question. Here it is. I found it. See, Matt said, Jill, your boys Cowboys fans. I'm guessing no. Okay, see, Matt, let me put it like this. One of them is not a sports fan in general other than wrestling. One of them is a Cowboys fan. I don't know how much. And then I got one of them. He's a Cowboys fan, but he's also a Houston Texans fan because he likes C.J. Stroud. And so they are not diehard fans like me and my wife. But Matt, let me tell you something, see, Matt. And I don't know if some of y'all wives are the same. I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. Well, if I'm a diehard fan, I don't know what to call my wife. I don't know what to call her. If I'm a diehard fan, I don't know what to call her. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I call her a lunatic. Sometimes, man, we can't even watch. Man, we can't even watch the game with my wife sometimes, see, man. We can't even watch the game, boy. I mean, I literally have to tell my wife to calm down like every quarter. Every quarter, every quarter, every drive, every play. Boy, my wife be going crazy, man. Boy, my wife be going crazy. Be going crazy, man. I'm just telling you. So yeah, the kids are kind of like, yeah. But my wife, now that's the man. If I'm diehard, I don't know what she is. I don't know what she is, man. She next level. And I think a lot of the ladies are like that when it comes. I think a lot of the ladies are like that when it comes to Super Bowl, when it comes to these football teams. I think the women are more diehard Cowboys fans than some of the men are. Because I'm telling you, man, the way my wife be acting, man, shoot, man, sometimes we be getting scared, man. Boy, we be getting scared watching football games with my wife, man. Shoot. Texas County, he said, win one for kneeling. Yeah. Texas County, I'm going to tell you something. I really think the Cowboys should dedicate the entire 2026 season to Marshawn Kneeling. I really do. I think it would be great. I think it would be great if they did that. Shoot, Mr. Take Your Chick, he said, man, I talk mess forever if we win the Super Bowl. But hey, Mr. Take, man, I'm gonna tell you something. Man, we gonna ride that Super Bowl, bro. Cowboys fans gonna ride that Super Bowl Cowboys fans gonna ride that Super Bowl for 10 years, man. All right. Let's listen to one more question from the Twin Take podcast, man. These guys do a great job. I like kind of what they do if you pay attention. I want y'all to just pay attention to the subtle detail of what these two young men have done. So because they're twins, it's like, notice, they use one microphone. I'm going to find out if that's by design. But they use one microphone. Because as twins, they're one. But I don't know if y'all caught on to this other little detail that has been just catching my eye the entire time that I've been watching this. Did y'all notice that, if I'm not mistaken, the one on the left, the number is 01 and the other one is 10, almost as if they look in the mirror and that's, you know, how the numbers are backwards in the mirror? I'm going to find this out, you know, when I get a chance to talk to him. But I think that's cool how they did that, man. How they got them numbers turned around. Man, they really thought this thing out, man. This is cool how they done this. And like I say, they only use one microphone because they are one. I think that is really cool. I think that is really cool. Especially young men attacking podcasts like this. I've tried to get my sons to do it. They don't want to do it at this point in time. We'll see what happens as they continue to see how this goes. See, Matt said, my mom was like that growing up. My wife, I don't think, knew what a football was before I knew her. But now she's a fan of whoever I root for. Yes, sir. Man, Matt, let me tell you something. It's amazing how long me and my wife have been together, man. We've been together like 26 years. Actually, longer than that because of, we dated before we got married. So it's almost 30 years. Man, me and my wife, man, this is how long me and my wife been together, how crazy this is. We used to watch Michael Jordan together, bro. Bro, see, man, and my wife was a huge Michael Jordan fan. Bro, huge Michael Jordan fan, bro. Huge Michael Jordan fan. Huge Kobe Bryant fan. Huge Steph Curry fan. She loves and she loves, but football is her sport, man. Football is her sport. Bass, it's tough having a wife a fan of another team. I don't know if I could do it. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Man, you know how contentious sports get, Bass. Dominique Pippen, you know how contentious sports get in these discussions, man. Man, your wife loving another team, bro. Oh, I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know if I can handle it, man. That'd be too much for me. Man, you probably be on the verge of divorce, man. Man, you might have to agree to stop watching football if your wife like another team. Chosen once said, my wife loved the Cowboys when they win, but say they're sorry when they lose. Oh, boy. Is that what she do, bro? Is that what she do, man? Ooh, boy, I know, man. I know. Tesla Keller said he broke his TV. He said, he's a pretty diehard fan, broke his TV in 2012. He said the Rangers lost, I broke a TV too. Yes, sir. I feel you, man. Poobie D, congratulations. 32 years in. Hey, bro, we all pro status now. We basically Hall of Fame status now, Poobie D. We Hall of Fame status, man. Hey, you get that far in, bros. That's Hall of Fame status. All right, man. Hey, we're gonna pick back up. Matter of fact, we're gonna pick back up on the Twin Take Cowboys. We're about halfway through, man. This thing is great. They keep just letting us in on stuff that I've heard none of this stuff revealed. This is just brand new stuff. When you hear some of the things that they have brought out of Brian Schottenheimer and Jimmy Schottenheimer. I'm absolutely loving it. Bravo. Great job by these guys. Yeah, great job. Great job by these guys. Can't wait to listen to the rest of it.
Man, I love that answer.
I'm going to told my wife I'm going to the movies with her tonight. She's already bought the tickets, so I got to go with her tonight. Man, said I've had to replace 2 TVs, bro. Hey, man, I'm sorry. I ain't breaking no TVs, man. Somebody got to buy them TVs again. I ain't doing it. Davion Wallace said, my wife liked the Bears, but not a diehard, but she respects the star. Yes, sir. Marvin Mays, congratulations. 36 years in the game. Yeah, man. Yeah, CGW said, Bob Hayes, base Boys fan. That go way. You way back there. That man changed the game. Poopa D said, my wife turned the light down when we lose it. But then she go back to watch it when we come back. Boy. Poobie D, boy, my wife, man. My wife be all over the place, Poobie D, when we watch it. My wife be all over the place, Poobie D. Cowboys fall behind by 3 points. Man, I knew they were going to lose. Oh, I knew they was going to lose. Oh, why they do that, boy? My wife be all over the place, man. And then as soon as they get back in the league, boy, my wife be screaming so loud, boy, they be about to call the police over here, man. Be about to call the police. Gwen Bowden, your husband is Commanders fan? You said you a diehard Cowboys fan? Wow. Oh, that'd be tough right there. That'd be tough. But love can endure all those things. All right, man, let's see. Let's hit these next three. These next three are quick topics. These next four are quick topics. So let's knock those out real quick. So the next thing we're going to talk about here are the tight end rankings. Has anybody seen the tight end rankings? Got a question for you before we come over here. Does anybody believe the Dallas Cowboys have a tight end on the tight end rankings? Do the Dallas Cowboys have a tight end in the top 10 tight end rankings by ESPN? Do we have a tight end in the top 10 rankings? According to ESPN, the tight ends, these are the top tight ends in the league. Texarkana, what you say? Let me see what Texarkana. Texarkana said nope. All right, so we already know how they do this. They ask all these different executives and scouts and all of this. These are the top 10 tight ends. I'm not even going to read this off. I mean, I'm going to go down the list, but I'm not going to read anybody's bios. I'm not going to read them because I got a strange feeling we're not going to have anybody on here. Let me see. The number one rated tight end in the league, they say, is Brock Bowers. I could see that. Brock Bowers. Keto, what up? He said, not sure why the algorithm dropped me off here because I'm a Ravens fan. Can't see our game together in Brazil because this is the best chat on YouTube. Hang around, Keto. Hang around. Brock Bowers. Yeah, I can see this. Number 2, Trey McBride, Arizona Cardinals. Number 3, George Kittle. Man, let me tell you something. George Kittle is a beast. I want to see what he looks like when he comes back from that Achilles. Sam Laporta. Detroit Lions. Okay, I can see that. Tyler Warren, Indianapolis Colts. Okay. Tucker Kraft, Green Bay Packers. Okay. Colston Loveland. Don't really know who that is. Let me tell you something. Kyle Pitts Sr. Before the Cowboys got Michael Trigg, I was really hoping the Cowboys were going to go after Kyle Pitts Sr. I believe Kyle Pitts Sr. has the talent. This dude can be a top 5 tight end in the league. Top 3. Kyle Pitts Sr. needs a quarterback like Dak Prescott. Kyle Pitts Sr. with Dak Prescott would be off the chain. Kyle Pitts Sr. with Patrick Mahomes, off the chain. This dude can play. I understand why he's at number 8. He really hadn't had the quarterback play. But I'm sorry, this guy's talented. Mark Andrews, Baltimore Ravens. I think he should be higher than number 9. I think he's another one of these super talented tight ends. Definitely should be top 5. And then, of course, we got Travis Kelce. This right here is just on principle. There was probably a time where Travis Kelce was the best tight end in the game. This right here is just based on respect. So I can see him being top 10. I see why they have him top 10. Honorable mention, Dalton Kincaid, Pat Freiermuth, and Cole Kmet. Unfortunately, wait a minute. Stop the press. Breaking news. What? Jake Ferguson is an honorable mention. All right. Okay. Jake Ferguson, honorable mention. Says he's a really solid all-around, high-catch volume, tough, competes in the run game. His problem is fumbling. Yep, they hit it right on the head. We targeted trying to get the ball loose when we played him. One NFC scout. Yes, I hope he sees this. And I can tell you this. I got news for you, Cowboys fans. Thanks to Michael Trigg, I think we're about to see one of the best seasons we've ever seen from Jake Ferguson. I'm telling y'all right now. We about to see one of the best seasons we've seen from Jake Ferguson. Let me tell you something. When you bring in somebody that's as talented as Michael Trigg, he hasn't played a down in the NFL, but I'm telling you this. When you look at Michael Trigg's tape, and I'm sure when you start seeing this man in training camp, if that don't make you really turn it up a level, shoot, I don't know what will. I don't know what will. I'm telling you right now, Michael Trigg is about to push Jake Ferguson to levels that I don't even think he realized was in his game. But again, I see some of the Ravens Nation in here. Yeah, Mark Andrews is a beast. Yeah, Mark Andrews is an absolute beast. Absolutely. And the Ravens seem to always be good at these doggone tight ends. But Mark Andrews is an absolute beast. Yeah, they got some tight ends over there in Baltimore that are better than some people's wide receivers. Them dudes are some beasts over there in Baltimore with them tight ends. Can't wait to see Caleb Downs go up against Mark Andrews and some of those guys. It's gonna be great when we play over there in Rio de Janeiro. I think that's where it is. We're playing at. It's gonna be great. But once again, wow, man. Hey, honorable mention. Okay. Ferguson, honorable mention. Yeah, hey, Keto, big, y'all got a lot, bro. Keto, y'all got a lot to prove this year. Let me tell you something, Keto. I don't know if you've been hearing this talk. Lamar Jackson possibly playing for somebody else. Man, let me tell you something. If Baltimore trades Lamar Jackson, they are going to get some picks out of this world. Because a lot of people are saying they're not going to extend him. We're going to see. I think it's all going to depend on this season, though. You tell me what you think it is. I think it's going to depend on this season. But Lamar Jackson is going to have to probably Lamar Jackson is going to have to at least get to the AFC Championship game this year. You tell me what you think. Lamar Jackson is too talented. And there's going to start being a lot of questions about him if he don't get to a Super Bowl here this season or the next. But we're going to see. Keto, you said it's not happening. All right. I'm looking forward to the season. This is a big season for Lamar Jackson. We could possibly see Lamar Jackson in somebody else's uniform. We could possibly see it, but we're going to see. But he's too talented not to have a Super Bowl. He's just too dang on talented. Ice Cold, yeah, Lamar Jackson, you think he needs a new team? I don't know. Lamar Jackson may think he needs a new team, but we're going to see. We're going to see. He's just too dang on talented not to have a Super Bowl. I mean, when you think about quarterbacks in this league, I ranked them last year kind of talking about quarterbacks and kind of what all of them possess. Man, when you think about Lamar Jackson, a lot of people be talking about how talented Josh Allen is. I mean, I think if you're just talking about talent, Lamar Jackson is probably the most talented. When you're talking about ability to run, run like I don't even know if I say he runs like a running back. He probably runs more like a punt returner. Like one of them top tier punt returners of back in the day. I mean, he crazy. He crazy with it. Video game moves. Got a rocket for an arm? Absolutely. Too talented. Got to get over that hump, man. Got to get over that hump. All right. Another quick hit. Let's go over here to Shavon Revel Jrl. Courtesy of Law Nation. Shavon Revel Jr. There is some tape starting to float around about Shavon Revel Jr. And I don't know if y'all seen it. Man, Shavon Revel Jr. is moving in ways that we never saw last year. We never saw. Let me see if I can pull this up. Man, Shavon Revel Jr. Let me pull up what a scout, Patrick Walker wrote this about. Patrick Walker wrote this about Shavon Revel Jr. Cornerback Shavon Revel Jr. moving well. Says on the defensive side of the ball, I glued my eyes to rookie first-round pick Caleb Downs. But it was Shavon Revel Jr. that eventually stole my attention. The second-year cornerback isn't wearing a brace on his knee anymore and is moving extremely well, whereas he seemed a bit unsure and very measured in his movement last season as he worked to return from a torn ACL. Revel looks ready to prove he might be back to top form. Yeah, he's starting to look pretty good. This is courtesy of Law Nation Sports. Let me see. There's some more stuff over here. Hold on a second. Let me see here. Okay, I guess that's a GIF. He was saying that that caught his attention. Law Nation posted this video today. This is Shavon Revel Jr. Man. Yeah, he moving. Yeah, that's how you move right there. Shout out to Law Nation. Yeah, you can tell twist, turns, moving them knees all kinds of ways. Yeah. Ready to see him in camp. Yeah, ready to see him in camp. Ready to see him in coverage. Definitely ready to see him in Oxnard, California, when he goes against Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. I'm looking forward to that. Dominique said he ain't got that robotic knee brace anymore. Yeah, he looking pretty good. Bass said no more cyborg ruffle. Dominique said no more Winter Soldier. Y'all crazy, bro. Why y'all crazy, man? Yeah, man, he back on the good foot, as James Brown would say. He back on the good foot. Yeah, he back on the good foot. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from Shavon Revel Jr. All right, we got another quick hit. Oh, man. The Terrion Arnold stuff. Man, hold on a second. Terrion Arnold. This is crazy. Terrion Arnold story is getting crazier. Let me tell y'all something. I see something strange. Not strange. I see something strange going on with Terrion Arnold. And the reason why I say something strange is going on with Terrion Arnold, simply because of the teams that are interested in him. And I think this, I don't know, I could be reading too much into the tea leaves. But the teams that are interested in Terrion Arnold is what's got my spidey senses tingling. And the way this judge keeps talking, I'm starting to wonder if there are some plea deals going on in the background. I'm starting to wonder if there are some plea deals going on in the background. And again, I've been saying this. I don't know if Terrion Arnold is going to jail the way people think. Let's listen to what the judge said. Yeah, I'm telling you, hey, Bass, something strange is going on, Bass. Something strange is going on with this Terrion Arnold stuff. The more I hear this judge talk and rule, the more I keep thinking there's something strange going on here. And I don't think these teams who are looking at him would be looking at him if he was going to jail. I'm going to show you let's look at what they talked about in court today. Because I was really listening for only one name in this. Y'all know the name I was listening for, the team I was listening for. But this is what happened in court today.
Not be allowed on the field because of danger to the other players in terms of tackling, in terms of him when he hits somebody, cutting people. You're not allowed under NFL rules to have they get fined for their socks not being in the right position. So the ankle bracelet would prohibit him from doing his job.
I suppose that there's some way that I could fashion an exception to when he's playing, but I suspect that would extend to when he's practicing.
Right.
But given all of the other things that I acknowledge you've mentioned, that we've got 5 months with no attempts to flee, we've got him turning himself in almost immediately when you were notified of the charges. I'm going to reluctantly reject the state's request for a GPS ankle.
Why do you think they're doing this? Why do y'all think they're doing this? Why do you think they're doing this? They're giving him all kinds of passes. And it seems to me that something here is, I don't think he's going to jail the way the people think. I don't think it's going to be 4 felonies. I see some type of plea deal happening here. I absolutely see some kind of plea deal happening here. I don't think he's going to do time. I think he's going to play, like I said, this year. And even when the NFL steps in, what will they do? He hasn't been found guilty. There's nothing for them to step into yet. What would they be stepping into? I think even the NFL hands are tied here. What would they be stepping into? They can't do anything. What are they going to do? I think he's going to play. Just like Trayvon Diggs played last year. I think he's going to play. I think you'll hear grumblings about this, but I don't think there's going to be an issue. I think he's going to play. And the reason why I think he's going to play is because for the most part, up until this time, from everything I've heard, he's been a model citizen. He just did something dumb. I hope this is a lesson to him. Insure your stuff, bruh. Insure everything that you buy. And if somebody steal it, they got you, bro. $200,000 in merchandise ain't worth giving up millions for. It's not worth giving up millions for. It's just not. Hope he's learning something. But this judge can tell me anything he want to. If the state had a cut and dry case, there's no way they would be making these there's no way they'd be making these decisions.
In addition to the reasons I've stated, is because I suspect that Mr. Arnold has a paparazzi monitor. If he's late for practice, ESPN will let us know.
Oh, yeah.
If he disappears, the world will know before he knows. If he shows up on a beach in Tahiti,
I'm about to show you
he'll be on
Jabril
social
Quinn.
media.
I got you.
If he violates the conditions of his bond, he will be found, because they will find you and you will come back, because the law will bring you back, and then you will sit with no bond until your trial in this case. Do you understand that, Mr. Arnold?
Man, this judge talking all tough. Man, come on. Terrion Arnold, where is he going to run to? Where is he going to run to? If Terrion Arnold was going to run, he'd have been running. Terrion Arnold ain't running nowhere. Terrion Arnold ain't running nowhere unless, I ain't gonna even say unless. Terrion Arnold ain't running nowhere. And I don't think Nick Saban would have came out and put his name on the line. And the 4 teams that I'm about to show y'all, 2 of these teams, I don't think they're looking at Terrion Arnold unless they know something is up. Let me see. What up, Uncle Charles? He said Nick Saban wrote a letter to the judge. Nick Saban carry a lot of weight in Alabama. I said the same thing, Charles. I said the same thing. And Nick Saban ain't writing that letter unless he knows something, I believe. And now I'm about to show you the 4 teams. Man, Brother Bass, let me tell you something. Bro, you hard on something. Man. Bass, come on, man. You hard, bro. Bass, how old you is again, man? How old are you? How old are you again? I think you said 33, right? Man, wait until you have children. I want to see if you have that. Boy, wait until you have children, boy. I want to see if you have that same type of mentality. I want to see if you got that same energy, bro. Because them children will change that energy on you, bro. I promise you them children will change that energy. Man, I'm just telling you, Bass. Sometimes, man, good people make mistakes. Just make mistakes. Bottom line, we've seen it throughout even the Bible, man. Just sometimes, man, David and Bathsheba. The Bible says David was a man after God's own heart. David made mistakes, man. People just make mistakes. Bass, how old? Well, I ain't gonna get too far into your business. Just wait until they get older. Wait until they get older. I'm just telling you. Man, sometimes good people make mistakes, Bass. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm the example. I did dumb stuff. I did a dumb thing. And by all intents and purposes, Bass, people would have called me a good kid growing up. I was a pretty good kid growing up. Very respectful to adults. Didn't run around with the wrong people. And when I got in trouble, I got news for you, Bass. I wasn't hanging around with bad people. Just made a bad mistake. Bass, I have said this so many times. I have told my wife this over and over and over, and I tell her this every so often. I miss when my sons were young, pre-teen. I miss it. But when they become teens, shoot, man, you just wait. You just wait. Remember that, man. Freddie Morales, he said, gee, with all due respect, kidnapping is not a mistake. Well, he didn't kidnap him. He didn't kidnap him. Him and his, allegedly, there was a plan that was devised to get his stuff back, and what they did was dumb. It was dumb what they did. I've had some friends that have done some dumb stuff. Don't do dumb stuff no more. But I don't know. I just say I'm going to wait until all the evidence come out. I'm going to wait until all the evidence come out.
All right. So those are the conditions that I'm going to impose. I've set the bond. Is there anything else that we need to do? I don't know. Maybe because that we know where it's.
Yeah, he tried not to smile. Y'all see him? He tried not to smile, boy. He tried not to smile, boy. Hey, man. He tried. You see it? Y'all see him? He tried not to smile, bro. He got them lawyers, bro. He got them lawyers.
Maybe
look at him. He tried not to smile.
Where it's going, or any at this time, Mr. Steinberg. Looks like you want to say something.
That boy tried not to smile, boy.
He needs to obviously travel to, as you pointed out, Tallahassee is where I think he's going to be living. I live in Denver. I want him to be able to.
That boy tried not to smile,
Detroit,
boy.
They may travel in the sense that Detroit may
notify the state.
I will do that.
Of each of those, but
No
but
problem.
I'm not going to. My intent here in setting his bond is not to prevent him from leaving Hillsborough County. I understand he resides in Tallahassee, but I have said that he can only leave his residence for those reasons that I've delineated, including whatever his involvement with the NFL for practice and or games.
Training around.
As long as it's required by the team. I don't want to create any extra opportunities for him to be outside of his house. He's not in his bed.
Boy, I'm sorry. He better than me. He better than me. Because I'll tell you right now, shoot. Man, I'm not, man, shoot. I just know me. I'm one of them people sometimes. I'm one of them people, man, that just all depends on situation. Man, you mess around and tell me not to laugh, it's a problem, bro. It's a problem. It's a problem, man. Hey, man. I'm sorry. I just would have been happy, man. I would have been happy. And so I really believe that Terrion Arnold, there's something brewing with Terrion Arnold, because there are two teams on this list that makes me think that there is something that people are probably kind of figuring out some things, and that this guy's probably not going to jail. And the two teams that I'm honed in on are the Texans and the Seahawks. It's the Texans and the Seahawks. Terrion Arnold has interest from the Texans, the Colts, the Seahawks, the Jets, according to his agent, Nicole Lynn, who testified today. The Texans had him in for a workout, and Lynn said there's a very good likelihood Arnold will sign with the team within the next 45 days. I agree. I agree. I absolutely agree. I don't think Terrion Arnold, I mean, unless something super heavy develops, I don't think he's going to prison the way people think. I think he's still going to play. I really do. And I don't think there's going to be anything the NFL can step in to do, because what are they going to step in for? I think he's going to play. And when the Seahawks and the Texans start going after you, my spidey senses start tingling. It makes me believe that they seem to know something too. I think they know something. Yep. I think they know something. But as it applies to the Dallas Cowboys, and let me say this about Terrion Arnold before we finish and go to Phil Maffa. You know, all of us, you know, we got to understand that sometimes mistakes is a part of our growth. I always told my sons, it's not the mistakes that you make as much as what do you do after you make the mistake. Now, some mistakes you make and you can't go back and fix and do certain things. But thankfully, God is merciful, and some mistakes you make, it's what you do after the mistake that determines the outcome. And so for Terrion Arnold, should be thanking God that he's been blessed with enough talent and has made the kind of money to where when he's really made, and I'm not going to downplay this. This is a dumb mistake. Somebody actually could have died. You got to be careful, man, when you start getting people to do things. You mess around and get the wrong person to do something, and you tell them to do one thing and they go in and do a whole different thing. This is why you got to be careful with this kind of stuff. Trying to get the wrong people to do the wrong thing. The only thing that can happen is the wrong thing. That's the only thing that can happen. So at the end of the day, you know, when this is all said and done and when the smoke clears, seems like to me that Terrion Arnold, I don't think he's going to get off scot-free. But I don't think he's going to get 4 felonies. I think it's probably going to be something like a misdemeanor or something like that before it's all said and done. Now, as far as them other people involved, I don't even know what to tell you. They ain't got his money and they ain't got his lawyers. But again, when I see that the Seahawks and the Texans are interested in both of those, or what I would call high moral organizations, even when I think about the head coaches of those organizations, very high character. If they're interested in him, it's telling me that there seems to be something. They've done their homework, and I don't think they would be going after him if they didn't think he was going to be able to play. I don't think they'd be going after him. Yeah, hey, he was a first round draft pick. He's got some talent. And he's definitely better than Kyrie Elam. Demetrius Noel, that's a great point. Our mistakes and failures are proof for our need for God. Yeah. No doubt about it. But yeah, I don't think he's going to jail. I could be totally wrong. I just don't think he's going to jail. All right, last topic for today. It's a quick hit. Don't really have a lot on this. But anytime I see Phil Maffa, visions of sugar plums dance in my head. Because I can just envision Phil Maffa and Javonte Williams tearing it up in the Dallas Cowboys backfield. I'm telling y'all right now, Phil Maffa is a very talented running back. He is a very talented running back. The only thing we need to do is get Phil Maffa healthy. And if we can get Phil Maffa healthy and then get Phil Maffa out there to spell Javonte Williams some, oh, wow, we're going to be on to something. But this is Phil Maffa, in case you hadn't seen this. Phil Maffa, he's out here boxing. He's out here training boxing. Getting some reps in with Rincon Boxing before training camp. And if there is anything that will build stamina, it is boxing. You're putting in work, man. That was the theme of today's podcast, man. The theme of today's show. Man, the Dallas Cowboys are out here putting in work, man. They out here putting in work. Yes. All of them. They're sharpening themselves, man. They're getting ready for competitive Oxnard, California. And I am ready. Hey, Phil Maffa was starting to look pretty good last year. And I'm going to be honest with you. I truly believe the Cowboys put him on ice on purpose. I could be totally wrong on this. I have no evidence. I think they put him on ice on purpose. I really think they put this man on ice on purpose. They wanted Phil Maffa to just get fully healthy, Cowboys fans. I really think this is what they wanted from Phil Maffa. And now they got it. Phil Maffa is going to be, I think he's going to be great for the Cowboys. If he stays healthy, he's going to be great. Yeah, I'm with you, Marvin Mays. Three-headed monster, bruh. Yes, sir. Blue, Williams, and Maffa. I think it was always a part of the plan. Bass bruises the opponent first 3 quarters with Javonte and Maffa. Then wear them down with Blue and the rest. Dak aerial attack will demoralize them. Yeah, man. I'm excited about this Cowboys running attack. I'm excited. Yeah, Ursa Major. Maffa would be an X factor. Yeah, I think he's going to be nice, man. I think he's going to be nice. But he's out there getting it in. I mean, I think this is the first time I've seen him in a year. I mean, no Phil Maffa sightings anywhere, man. It's just good to see him out here doing something, even if it's not football. I mean, because I'm just like wondering what happened to him. And I really think, man, I could be totally wrong. I just think the Cowboys put him on ice on purpose. I really do. I think they put him on ice on purpose. But nevertheless, man, I'm glad he is with the Cowboys because, again, people talk about big running backs. He's bigger than Javonte Williams. He is bigger than Javonte Williams. So I'm excited, man. Very, very excited. So that's Phil Maffa, guys. Great show today, Cowboys fans. Great show. Quinn, Hey, man, he punching that bag like that because he ain't no boxer. He ain't no boxer, Queen. Man, you know how them boxers be them boxers be tearing that bag up, bruh. He ain't no boxer. He just out there trying to get his stamina built up. Ursa Major said he had shoulder problems at Clemson. Okay. Probably set out to heal, doesn't have mileage. Yep. I think that's I think they put him on the shelf on purpose, Ursa. I think they wanted him to totally heal up. So I'm excited to see what he looks like this year with the Dallas Cowboys in Oxnard, California. Oh, 72 Javale, great point. Help build up his shoulder muscles. Great point. Great point. All right, man. Hey, man, great show. I'm going to the movies tonight. I'm about to take my Bible with me. I'm going to see this movie, Evil Dead Burning, I believe. I'm a big fan of horror movies. So I'm going to see Evil Dead Burning tonight. See what it do. My sons want me to go with them, so we're going to see what happens. Katharina Kiss, you still be watching the movies? I'm going to see Evil Dead Burning, I think it's called. Any of y'all horror fans? I'm going to go check it out tonight, see what it do. I'll tell y'all on tomorrow's show what it do. I'll tell you if it's too demonic for y'all. Tell you if it's too demonic. Tomorrow, real estate, I think we're going to try to do 4:30 for sure. We're going to try to do early. Make sure y'all hit the notification bells. We're going to be early. We might even be earlier than that. But I'm going to go to the movies tonight. I got to clean out my garage tomorrow. Got quite a few things to do. Yeah, real estate, yeah, man, I like scary movies too. Problem is they ain't scary no more, man. They ain't scary no more. Maybe I'm just older and they ain't scary. That's what the deal is. Katharina Kiss, I'm going to check out that Evil Dead flick. I'm a big fan of the Evil Dead series. Yeah, it just came out tonight, so we're going to see. Ice Cold said B-movies are horror movies too. You must be talking about Tubi. Man, I don't know if anybody watched Tubi more than me, man. Man, I love Tubi, bro. Tubi be having some of the craziest endings on movies you ever seen in your life, man. Tubi off the chain with these endings, man. Can't do nothing but laugh, man. Appreciate you, Marvin Mays. Appreciate you. Larry Hunter said they're gonna wait on the feedback. Yeah, I'm gonna go see it tonight, man. I'll let y'all know on the next show, man. For sure. All right, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Best chat on YouTube. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Let's talk Cowboys and we talk facts. Peace.